Yeah, good morning, my dear people all over the world. This is GGM Hours, People Parliament. In People Parliament today, we should be looking at Anambra election, which is almost 2 days from now. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow campaign is stopping tomorrow, and Saturday, the people of Anambra State should be going down to decide who will be the next governor of Anambra State. Ọ ga-adịkwa egwu. Ịma, see, and over the years, GGM as political advocate, that into the political advocacy has been on this platform in the street, at the street, meeting people, conversing, talking to people, educating them, sensitizing them, mobilizing them, and positioning them to take over political power. Because, as the saying goes, political power belongs to the people. Hello? Hello, are we there?
Yeah, I'm hearing. And
Nkiru,
Manny Neku.
Nkiru, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
All right. So, like I was saying, I said the political power belongs to the people. Now we be the government. Now people be the government. Now people go decide the servant they will send into government office to represent them. And that person they have sent or they are about to send on Saturday will represent their interest. What is their interest? Public interest. And that person will be the servant of the people, the chief servant of the people. So that is where the problem lies. That is where the confusion lies. That is where political education and sensitization becomes important and necessary, because the people on the street are quite confused of what is public interest, of what even what to demand from the people in government or what to request. They don't just know what to demand, what to request. They don't know what to ask people in government. That is where GGM comes in. Because it's not just talking. It's not about manifesto. Somebody coming to say, Abgabon Kai, Nkebon Kai, Nkebon Kefa. Because when people do not understand Nkebon Kai, the concept of Nkebon Kai, or maybe the concept of, yeah, hold on, my people. Because people are about joining us here. Yeah, people are joining us here. Just hold on. Okay, okay. Like I said, Codringer, welcome. Welcome. I'm just trying to lay background. I'm just trying to kickstart so that people will understand what is driving us. So, like I said, the issue and the problem remains that people do not actually know what they want or what to expect from the people in government. When you talk about public interest, all of us are talking about good governance. People talk about it. But in actual sense, people do not actually understand that concept, public interest, or what do we even want from the people in government? And that is where GGM comes in. So we are going to pull on Saturday. On Saturday, what do we want from people in government? Do we want money or do we want good governance? You know, so this is the question that people want to hear what and what exactly we should be asking those people. But from GGM point of view, let's lay the background first before I give opportunity to some of us. Yeah, we've gathered to dissect this issue. All social media, BVI, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all our platforms are on. So people are following us on this program. So on GGM, the social contract will sign with those who are contesting to be our chief servant. Remember what I said. I said the people we are sending or the people who will be voting on Saturday are going in there to represent our interest. That is people's interest. That is what they are going in there to do. Therefore, they are the chief servant of the people, and the power belongs to the people. People are the holder of the power. So they are catapulted or they are sending those people to represent their interest in the government house come Saturday. So that concept of this person is our leader, Your Excellency, you are this, you are that, and people do not have power or voice to even advise those people in government. I mean, it's just because people have not understood the power they have. Now, GGM has taken time to design those things you should be looking at. First, in Maslow hierarchy of need, the first thing we are looking at is food. If I know only lead you for like this, aware reason of my think strength. But if your stomach has no food, if you can't put something inside your stomach, or you don't even have resources, nothing to feed your stomach, my brother, there is no way you will think straight. You can't think straight. So one of those things we are considering on food security is that government should enforce open grazing law. At this point in time, we should ask those people contesting for governor, including the man, the professor governor sitting there now. What happened? Why this open grazing law has been in existence for the past 4 years? It was Obiano administration that signed it into law. Why have you been able to just pretend as if the law is not existing? And we can see cow moving around or even in front of government house. So that bill has to be signed. The second one is okay. The first one, ban on open grazing, setting up 3 agricultural zones and the ranching provisions. That is number one expectation. Establish mechanic, IT, industrial villages, at least in all the local government in Anambra State. At least we have not seen any effort towards that. In the last 3 years, that Soludo has been the chief servant of the people. We have public-private partnership in real estate. Of course, we heard that about 7 real estate companies have been shortlisted, but up till now, nobody knows how far they have gone. Invest in young civil engineers for local roads and bridge construction. Investment in tourism and the hospital. Yeah. Then on social contracts, we are looking at construct, upgrade, maintain public hospitals and clinics, construct, upgrade, maintain public schools to be standard for like some private schools. Construct, upgrade, and maintain standard markets across the states. Upgrade, maintain high standard emergency response to fire incidents, health issues, and natural disaster. Quality infrastructural development, low standard project must be handled as crime against the state with serious punishment. Okay, low standards projects must be handled or must be avoided. So, of course, electricity roadmap must be given. Affordable housing, water, pipe-borne public water, roadmap on that, among others. But for now, let's pause for now. In order to welcome some of our team that will be dissecting these issues, because these are what we are looking at before we look at the prospects, at least top four people we are looking at: ABGA, APC, Labour Party, and then we'll pick any other person. Chinedu, if you are ready to speak, just unmute and greet our people. Henry, I greet you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, comrade extraordinary. Thanks for having me.
All right. So, Chinedu, are you ready to speak?
Yeah, but I can't see myself there.
Okay, let me add you. You can speak. We can hear you.
Yeah. Good day, everyone, and those watching from our YouTube channel, on our Facebook, on our other platforms, even on TikTok. I'm live on TikTok on this issue: who wins the Anambra governorship election and the indices we're looking at before someone is elected as governor. These are some of the things and questions people don't ask during the election, and these are the critical things that matters. These are the things that matters in an election. So, but our people will overlook some of these things, and you have railed it out. You've railed it out. It's all up for the people in question, especially the principal, which is the sitting governor of Anambra State, to take into cognizance. By our own rating, there are things that, in terms of entering into a contract with the government to do some of the things we have admonished or penned down. How far has the government done that in the past 3 years plus before seeking for another election? So basically, having said that, I think with respect to agricultural activities, in terms of food security, the government is really not doing much with that aspect. It has not really done much in that regard. Respect to road infrastructure, he has done very well, which is an enabler for development in some critical areas, although leaving some other places which also connects with food production. If the Anambra State government have understood the importance of having food security, because that is apart from security of lives and property, the next most important in the hierarchy is food. Okay, because once you are alive, the next thing is being able to feed. And then we talk about schools, we talk about hospital, we talk about ease of doing business in Anambra State. All of those things are some of the things we have put together. I'm not going to be a judge so that nobody will say we are endorsing somebody or we're not endorsing another person. We want our people to be able to have a better understanding of the whole issue. So that is it basically for me. As we continue in this conversation, we'll now open up some of the areas that are critical.
All right, thank you, Chinedu. Thank you for your input. Again, both the bishop and the voice of the people and the voice of the ordinary people on the street. Codrin, you are here with us from UK. Maybe you greet our people and tell us what you think about what Chinedu or myself have said so far.
Hello. Good morning, everyone.
From UK.
Yes, I am Cordley NYE on YouTube and Cordlinye Uchendo. That's my name. A social critic and a human rights activist and environmental activism and trade unionist in UK here also. Basically, thank you for organizing this program, Chinedu Ndubisi. This something that is very, very important because our society is actually at a crossroad, I must say. We are so much blessed, but we have not seen Angoa Nkaijiafo Apube, as my grandmother normally say. So we are so much blessed, but we have not seen the blessing reaching the people. People that their house is full of bread, but they are begging for bread. So people that their area is full of honey and milk, running honey and milk, but they are looking for honey and looking for milk. That's a sad analysis of our situation. But what are we going to do on food security? I must start with what you have just said. I will use the government that is, working at the moment, Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo government. Food security is one of actually has 0% on that. I must admit that. It's not trying to demarcate the government, but the fact must be spoken. We must say the truth so that the truth will always set us free. Forget about the jambolees and all those things. The reality of the matter, not only Professor Charles Chukwuma Soludo, that's actually Nigerian-wide problem. The food security is 0%, I must say. There is no concrete policy. There is nothing you can say, okay, in 6 months, I've achieved this and achieved that. And the food security, you cannot actually develop without having a comprehensive policy on food security. And that's why we are where we are at the moment. That's why there's so much sadness. That's why we are suffering so much. That's why we cannot even have industrial production, because the food source is also raw material for industrial revolution. So, and also security of life and property. The hungry man is also an angry man. So why in the West here, in UK here, why we are having security is because there is food security. Food security, they know that man must work. So if you don't eat, you have a situation whereby there's a problem. And it's also part of health system. You cannot say you are having a health system, a proper health system without food. So now let me now compress it further. Basically, food security, when I said about food security, I mean provision of water, clean drinking water. You now ask yourself, in Anambra State, over almost 4 years now, has Anambra State been able to provide clean drinking water to the people, house to house, as it used to be? I know when I was growing up in Onitsha, in Olisa Street, in Osuma, in Omualori, Omuezalori, and St. Stephen, where I used to live. These are places I used to live. And even in Awada also, in Uguaba and all those areas of Obosi. The major issue we have been having in these areas majorly is water. And that's because water is part of food security. So the urban poverty we have been having, even up to now in Anambra State, is as a result of nonchalant attitude by the ruling class in provision of water. In their houses, they know that the water must be provided 24 hours. But to the people, they will tell them, oh, we are digging borehole. We do the borehole. Maybe come to the neighboring street to get the water. You have to travel like 10 streets away to go and get the water. Sometimes you leave valuable time to go there, wasting time. Children are fighting over the water. People are fighting. There is hanky-panky all over. And sometimes they get in there like the result in Opoko. You see, they get in there, they say, oh, the water is not running at this time. Come back later. So this is the sadness of what we have been drawn to. A archaic and very, very bad system that we are being taken back to Egypt. What we are not meant to be at this 21st century. It's very, very sad. I speak with passion because I feel the pulse of my people. So what am I saying? The fact is this: these are easy things that the government can easily deliver. And you will be asking yourself, why are they not delivering these things? Why is it? Because I heard the prof the other time talking about Anambra State. Anybody without PhD cannot be ruling Anambra State. You now ask yourself, if you have PhD, you don't understand the valuable impact having a comprehensive food security will have. Water, clean drinking water to the house. What's the essence of having PhD? If ordinary person like is done in the Western world, somebody that can actually achieve that, come out on board. Why can't the people vote for them? Because what they are looking is good leadership. They are not looking at their university pile of degrees. That's a question to ponder. So now, what can we do in this? Can we wait for another 4 years to have clean drinking water? We have already had 34 years of Anambra State since creation without clean drinking water to the people. And our people are paying dearly for it. I know somebody was telling me he's buying a gallon of water 50 naira. Sometimes some people bought 20, some places 100 naira. And this has crippled people financially and make that our people will continue to be poor in the land of opportunity. So now, can Soludo deliver on this? Yes, he's supposed to deliver on this within a year or 6 months. I don't know who is advising him. I think charity begins at home. If you look at your home, you have food which comprises water. You suppose also do that the same to the people. That's the deliverable. That's why some people were asking me, what solution or what problem has Soludo solved? And I looked around, absolutely nothing. And water is one of the problem he would have solved as a solution government. But he chose not to do that. So giving water to Onitsha, Nnewi, Awka, Ekwulobia, Ihiala, Otuocha, and many others within 1 year is not a rocket science. It can be done. I mean, house to house. So because I'm not here just to talk about the problem, I also offer the solution. The government of the day or anybody coming in after September, November 8th must prioritize food security. I mean water. I'm going to talk about the other food part of it. Water, he must, within 1 year, 6 months and 1 year, deliver water house to house. That's the bare most minimum the people need to have. And how can we do that? Is about contracting as many contractors as possible to deliver those water, and you have a management team. The government become a regulator. So each room, at least people pay 100 naira a month each room. So if you have 4 rooms, you pay 400 naira for your water consumption monthly. So the factories and industries and markets pay maybe 5 times of that or 10 times, depending on the level, because those companies, there will be meter put for them because they are consuming more water. So that's one of the solutions. So in 6 months or 1 year, the whole thing is delivered. And this is also, we improve the revenue generation coming to the state. And it also encourage employment opportunities. You see what we are losing on that sector. So now let me stop in there and go to food security. If you look at what Soludo was talking about to the other day media chat, he was talking about the agriculture that he has given palm, given this, that in next 4 years somebody will be a millionaire. He will not be hungry anymore. You look at that, people were laughing because they think that this guy is actually not actually living on the ground. That the pregnant woman in Anambra State today needs food, 3 square meals to eat at the moment. And there is nothing like that in Anambra State at the moment. And the state is not actually doing anything about that. There's no policy on that. But what they have is their own personal farms. You have Soludo, the wife, doing very well on their own, having their own farm, having their own Ubo Azono. You have the Commissioner of Agriculture, which we thought we should have done better, having his own farm, doing very well personally, but not for us, not for the people. No comprehensive plan over to solve some of the problem we have, and also to create industrial base for the state. Let me use some examples because I want to put something so that people can understand what we are talking about. If you look at tomato, most of the tomato consumed in Anambra State are basically brought far away, not just from the north, but from other states. And I was told that tons of tomato are brought in the state, and these are causing a lot of capital flight from Anambra State, and also exporting our jobs to other states. So now, if the government of Anambra State have a comprehensive plan to solve about tomato, he can easily solve it in 6 months. So first of all, is basically to check the quantity of tomato that are actually needed in the state. So by so doing, knowing the tonnage and all those things, it will be able to have a comprehensive plan with the people, with the cooperative like GGM and others, to map out areas that can be actually used for massive production of tomato. So now this tomato, within 6 months, we will be self-reliant on tomato production. So this tomato will basically set up industrial revolution. You know, the Soludo is talking about industrial this thing that he's going to do. But let me tell you, the one in Kedinopia, he has not done it. So this one is the one that you can easily achieve immediately, having so much industries. Let me give you an example. In many of our cities like Oka, Onitsha, around those areas, what the government need to do is to secure those agricultural land around those areas, actually chase away those land speculators, and preserve some of those land around. By preservation of them, the cooperative will be empowered to actually with basic things they need. In England here or UK here, the government pay the farmers to continue farming. The government pay the farmers to continue farming. There is massive subsidy in food production. So because they know that without doing that, the economy will be in jeopardy, and there will be high insecurity, and there will be so much problem. So now what they need to do is basically encourage the cooperative, encourage farmers in every village in Anambra State, 182 villages. Land must be secured for farming. Everywhere should not be built on. Everywhere should not be for land speculating. The government, because the government has the authority to over every land in the state. Forget about what Soludo is saying, that the land belongs to the villagers. No, the government, out of law, has the power over every land for public interest. So what you need to do is to get the PGs and all those things, town union, and said, every village must map out agricultural land, because we don't actually have so much land to be building everywhere. So we need to protect those land. This is our scarce commodity. So those land will now be given to not political farmers, but the cooperative and the people that they have trained for farming. So each of them will be like a farm villages or farm estates or farm settlements. So these are things that they need to create. And a mandate will be given to each of them on the quantity or tonnage they need to produce. So by so doing, like if they have tomato farms in Nkwele, part of Onitsha metropolitan region, what will now happen is that the industries will be sited around that place. So the raw materials will be supplied to like Tiger Foods in Onitsha, in Ugwaba Obosi. So another factory that will be set up, because tomato alone can give you like 5 to 10 different industries. Let me name some of them so that you can understand what I'm saying. There is tomato puri, one as industry. You have also tomato juice. There is tomato beer. There is other tomato stuff. I could not remember now, but they are up to 10 something you can get from tomato, just tomato alone. You also have tomato powder. You have tomato powder. So there are a lot of things you can get from tomato alone. You see, now you have many industries, and this will also drive exports. The Shunwa Achebe airport will now have something to export. Most of our importers will have something to take abroad to sell. That's what I'm talking about. So there are many other things that he need to do, but that food security is something that anybody that wants to change the state can easily invest on, and within 1 year you will see the result. It's not something you'll be going around talking. People will see it, and I think let me stop here at the moment.
God, all right. Let's give others opportunity to also make their contribution. You know, you have a lot passing sees abroad passing sense. You got to go. Nebo professor or PhD holder, Eminem name as everything all alone. You are highly loaded. You are people like you need in a government. But GGM will continue to talk. Sooner than later, our message will hit the street. So thank you so much. Number one, can I take care item by item? I be on a full security. Well, so now one of those things we can do is to stop open grazing. You got to go. Maka ikwusi efe niile afọ anyị akarapụ efi ọ na-akpagharị o make sense. Enwere any part of the world ebe efi ka na-akpagharị. That simple thing ka a na-ajụ question. Why na Professor Soludo solution governor enwere ike stop ya? Ọ bụrụ na o nwere ike stop ya, he should as well tell us why. You notice in this campaign, enwere anybody ọ bụrụ anybody, Soludo in particular, anaghị ekwu ihe ọ ga-eme na second tenor. No 4+4. That's all. So from what you've said, God, it means you pass vote of no confidence on Soludo on food security. Let's give Henry opportunity to also address that number one, food security, because can I make it short, at least 2 minutes, so that in the no say will be fire about this number two. Thank you. Henry, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Good morning, team.
Efre will go local now.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, quick one. I really love the athleticism of Kodile and the measured response of Chinedu. So mine is just to add flip to what they've said. But before I will do that, I really need to bring to fore the level of, what should I say, backwardness in our politics, because we need to first discuss the electioneering before the election proper. what we've seen over the countdown to the election is an aberration. It was below par. The various candidates were not communicating what we were supposed to and what needed to be heard and be perused by the people that are supposed to vote for them. So you find out that initially it was about Econ, the now popular Econ, and at a point it pivoted to just co-opting communities. Should I say influencing them to now go and donate money in the guise of their contributing to campaigns. So for me, all those things are not positive development. It rather tanked our electioneering. Because at the end of the day, the voters, the electors were not given opportunity to size up the various contestants to the point that the sitting governor was able to do a choreographed media chat, which we all know how it ended. So at the end of the day, people never had the opportunity, and I can tell you, to choose rights in this election because there was no campaign. It was just basically talking. And the first time in the recent past of our politics, there was no media chat, no debate. Civil societies and NGOs like us and pressure groups, nobody did nothing. At the end of the day, these contestants, they're able to run away without telling the Anambra what they have to offer. So what we saw were just sugar-coated promises, but that is by anyway. But what I would suggest to entities like GGM, the onus falls on us to make sure and to demand such a thing from them, because they managed to deceive the masses and are about to get elected without any social contract. Because before you put yourself off election, there should be a contract upon which people should now come and start. You can now come and start soliciting for votes from the people. So Anambra didn't do it, we didn't get it right, and I'm ashamed that even people like the Professor Soludo could not show leadership, show direction to others, so that we saw about issue, not the now jaded econ. So that one aside, coming to issue in the front burner about food security, I think there's not much to add to it because Mr. Chinedu and Cordele has put everything in the front burner. Right now, our agricultural strategy has never worked and it will not work. And I'm afraid that there is no ongoing effort to remedy the failure of the past 4 years, because it is unthinkable that a state like Anambra, our own policy on agriculture is just sharing of seedlings to even internal party members, APCA members, not even carefully selected Anambra, but just party loyalists. At the end of the day, one family ended up collecting what is supposed to be for 3 or 5 families. So you could see that there's no direction. The current Commissioner of Agriculture, I don't know what is the problem, but he seems overwhelmed. So Udo has not gotten this agricultural policy right. And it will be bad if in the next 4 years, things are not changed. The strategy is not changed for the betterment of the state. Let me stop here so that we can have more time for other sectors. Thank you.
All right, thank you, my dear, for your contribution. Let me give opportunity for our brother from Enugu State. Maybe he's a farmer, so we are discussing about food security in Anambra State. Maybe his contribution will assist us to give us sense of direction in terms of what is expected, what we expect these guys this coming Saturday to do. And of course, the voters, for voters to know that when you have the right governor on seat, getting food security right, it's not a big deal, it's not a rocket science, like Cordrea has just pointed out. You don't need somebody with big certificate. You just need an ordinary person to do the right thing. Neju everywhere. Ndị be anyị ike ọlụdụfa and ndị be anyị nwere na fertile land. Enwere thousands of youths begging for job. All just government should be ụdị ihe ome na Fon City hazie ya ọfụma ọma mma, kụziere ndị be anyị ka esi enweta ego, like tomato ka ọ dịrị kwuketa. So tomato can keep up to 100,000 people busy. Ha na-enweta ezigbo ego. So John, can you unmute and greet our people. Of course. Tell us what we want to hear. John, unmute. You are still muted. Yes, I talk.
Morning. I'm
Yes, we are hearing you now.
Yeah, good morning. I greet everybody in the house. I'm John Maria Kazuchike, or Prince Honest Might from Enugu State. No me to be precise in Kano East local government. I'm very happy na this program this morning. I believe now we are still on food security, Abi.
Yes, you are correct.
Good. In the area of food security, only able can continue this way that when a system is corrupt and from the above, from the head, okay, our people normally say that any stream that is stained from the head is wasting of time. You coming at the middle to clear the river, to clear the water so that you can get clean water. If you want to get it right, you start from the beginning, where the stream started from the head of the stream, and start cleaning so that every other part will follow. On that area, I'm in Enugu State. We all suffer it from A to Z. We suffer it. Though, yes, our government, our governor says something concerning it. And that period set up a green, in our area, Enugu. Smart is everything that is now raining for us. Smart school, smart green farm, smart terminal way, smart roof. If some of the people are looking at my profile since more than 5 minutes now, I was on the road, parading on the road that they are just constructing for us in our village. And not only in our village, almost all the whole Kano land and the Enugu, where they don't have a good road, not in a city area, but in a rural village that Pete and Bai is working on. That is very good. But on the area of food and its security, for now, I don't know what is in his mind. That when you wake up tomorrow, hear the afternoon. What you are ordering of this one should have done.
Oh,
And
sorry,
they have not said
we
anything.
can't hear you, John.
Hear me? Can you hear me now?
It's cracking. Yeah, speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
That on food position in Enugu State, I would say that all of us are suffering the same thing. Because my own area, in Kano land, we may not be having bandits attacking or X-men attacking farmers. But what about those in Soka side? What about side? What about some other parts that I may not reach or that they don't have access to television? I don't even want to, maybe they are not good at showing what is that.
His
All right.
network is cracking. His network is
John,
bad.
let's just hold on. Let's give another person an opportunity to continue from there. Although we're from South Africa, maybe you can come in at this point. Thank you.
All right. Ndewo.
Ndewo, good morning.
Good morning. I know me a lot of people who got on much emphasis is on agriculture and food security. And it seems like most of the governors we have in the Southeast, none of them has a clear vision about food security. None of them has any tangible thing doing in that direction. And it's appalling that among the only 5 states that make up the Southeast state as constituted today, none of them notice that their citizens need to be well fed. And it's embarrassing to hear. Nevertheless, as no sita debama on the because we have not been asking these people questions. We have not been holding them to account. And it seems like the general public don't even understand what it means to be governed and to be governed by. You see, we all thought that governance is all about building road and decorating government houses. We really don't, the general public needs, I think we need more sensitization program in that direction so that our people understand what is basic services government needs to do in order to safeguard the citizens, which is governing. When they say service delivery all over the world, I don't know what people understand about service delivery. Come, for instance, in agriculture, which everybody need to survive. You might not need the electricity to survive the way you need agriculture. But if you have lived in an environment where there is electricity 24 hours, and all of a sudden there is cut of power for 1 hour, it seems as if the world is coming to an end. Imagine what it means that there is no food. The food that we have in our land today is private driven. Individuals struggling to provide for themselves and the community and environment where they are. The government is not making any impact in that direction. And it's appalling. They will see NGOs that are investing in that direction. Instead of encouraging them, they will frustrate them. Most of individual effort is not that people are not making enough effort in that direction, but because we are doing that more especially individualistic, we haven't organized ourselves and rally around NGOs in order to push this message and make it work. And I think it's high time for us to galvanize on the existing platforms and make sure that we do something meaningful. We like to support things that are meant to destroy us instead of things that are meant to save and protect and provide for our future. And it's embarrassing. The way GGM has been running for over the years, and you see our people don't even look very good well in that direction, simply because they are not shouting marginalization, Biafra, or death. And I don't know when our people will start waking up. If we should go at what happened to us during the so-called civil war, the first thing that killed our people was hunger, no food security. How do you intend to deal with your enemies when you are hungry? When your enemies are actually the ones feeding you, they can decide when to switch off your supply. And I think it's high time that the aspirant, those who are campaigning to lead us in the next 4 years, will start addressing these issues and tell us what really they need to do. We have seen what Soludo has to offer for 4 years. Is Fun City and Oluwatuegu, one. That's the only thing he can offer us. Even the road he built was substandard. I live in an environment where roads are being constructed with good drainage system, in the sense that after raining, the water goes down.
Okay, my brother, we are still on food security. Well, if you are done, just 2 minutes, 3 minutes, so that we'll move to the next person. Thank you. We'll still get to road and other things. Thank
All
you.
right.
Uh,
All right.
Nkira, are you there? Can you make your own contribution? 2 minutes, then we'll move to the next topic.
Yeah, good morning, everybody that is hearing me live from here. My name remains Nkiru. Are you hearing me?
We are hearing you.
Okay. Now about food insecurity. Now, oh no, ma, we have to break it down. Oh, maka anyị ga na-epromote asụsụ anyị ka ndị ọbụla na-aghọta.
No problem. Just say anything
Unu
you
mana
say.
onye egburu taa, mmadụ jere ugbo egbu onye, o ji ama nkwezi onye ọzọ ji ugbo. Dịka nwanne anyị nwoke kwu, ọ bụrụ na nni dị nyafụ nyafụ, na ọ na-enyelu ndị ọrụ ugbo aka, ọma ndị otu a, efu na ọtụtụ ụmụ ikolobịa ga-aba ọrụ ugbo. Ọ bụrụ na ọ partner with private sector, ọ ka mma. Anyị ma na o nwere mgbe ndị GGM jekwurie wepụta ana nye aka saịn ya. Ka m gwa unu eziokwu, nni na-enye ego. Nni na-enye ego. Nkwụ, aka ọnya, otu a nwanne anyị nwoke kwu na mbụba ọbụla otu ọ dị mbụ. Oge mgbe ịpụta ndị nne nwaanyị ọbụla ụfọdụ na-asụtacha nnukwute tin mmanụ n'arọ. Unu ama na o nwere ihe mmadụ mere n'ụwa ka ọ rapụ iri nri. Nri kakwa na ihe niile. Mana ị na-anya na asaịnị, unu ma na asaịnị na oge Obianọ gara aga, na onye Hausa gbuo gị, ịkwa gbuo onye ndị Fulani herders, akwa gị 500,000. Igbuo efife akwa 500,000. Then ekwugide na gọọmenti ọfis ka Soludo kwurie ka ihe mee na o mere implement. Ndị Fulani ọ kwụsịghị igbu ndị mmadụ? Mba. Gaa na anakụ gaa agha mere gaa ọtụtụ ebe jee na nkwele ebe ịpụta ọ na-akpagharị ije iborote ego na bankị ịkọ ihe ịkọchacha ife ata anya. Ị na-ayọkwufe ayọ fe egbu na ga-eghe osisi akpụ na rice gị awụsala efi. Anyị mana ahawa mana ana ka o we woman jere ugbo egburie Kenya nke nwaanyị na ntejowe mgbe nke a ihe osisi akpụ mmadụ ma ji mmadụ ịwụsa. Na anyị na-eri ji taa ọkwa ndị Anam na kot ụmụ ikolobịa Anam na abụ ha gụchaa akwụkwọ ha egbugbo ọgụ naanị. Mana o nwero mgbe gọvanọ si ihe ọ na-agwa ya na ọ lụrụ ụzọ. Ọkwa iriju afọ ịga n'ụzọ ị nwere ike ịdaa. Ọ lụọla Fọn City. Fọn City ọkwa inweta ego ije. Nke a bụ jangrova anyị nyacha mgbe anyị bụ ụmụaka. Ọrụ ugbo o nwere anything gọvanọ tila na anything security ka ọ protect ya farmers. Ọ chọkwa ịpartner with onye ọbụla. Do ọ si gụrụ akwụkwọ nọ ndị prọfesọ. Ọ bụrụ na ị bụ prọfesọ bụ na ịma ihe niile ekele ọlụ eke. Elekshọn a na-eme nwere mgbe ọ pụta gwa anyị na otu a ga-esi mee kama ihe ọ na-agwa ya continuity 4+4 na ọlụlụ jangrova lụọ Fọn City lụọ gọọmenti house lụọ flyover na Ekwulọbịa ma ọ bụrụkwa ndị Ekwulọbịa. Den iji gosi na ọ bụrụ na ọ metela ọfụma na ndị mmadụ erijugodo afọ nne adị nyafụ nyafụ. Mmadụ aba ugbo onye gụchaa akwụkwọ ọkọba ọlụ ịpatina wit ndị ọrụ ugbo. Ịghọta anyị na-eme ife ndị ebupụ nri ọ bụ ife ọjọọ. Oke o wee ndị na-akọcha ugbo igosi ha otu esi proses ma tomato otu esi preserve nri ịfụ na a ga na-eme export omeria ka a pụtakwuo live debate femeria kampenu niile sọsọ ofu onye pụta na-agwa jee ọmụọ jee ihe niile gwa ha maka otu ọ ga-esi nyelụfe aka ndị ọrụ ugbo sọsọ George Moghalu bụ onye jere ọmụọ kwuo onye gwa na ikolobịa na-alụ ọlụ o wee ka esi a preserve ma tomato a na-ebupụ ya enye aka mana Soludo bin prọfesọ o menwuru ya ndị nke ọzọ na-azọ ihe ha jekwa ụmụ ọgwakwafa na-emere na ọlụ alụghị ụzọ ihe anyị na-ekwu bụ enyekwala nchekwaba ndụ na akụ na ụba okenye nwakwu na-egbuo nọ ndị be anyị na-egbu onwe ha na Anambra steeti mesizia ndị ihe na-asị n'ebe a wee sị na Soludo ga-apụta na o mechaa nke ojebe prezident nọ nyanwa dị suppose ije o tere aka egbukwa mmadụ gbuo mmadụ n'ọka nke ndị Fulani taịlị nye anyị uzuo mmadụ ọjụ kedu nke anyị na-ekwu kedu nke anyị na-edebe ka ọ ragodu m otu a n'ọnụ.
Yeah, thank you, Nkiru. We understand that some of us are partisan. Like Iron Lady that just spoke is the voice of the voiceless, voice of the street. And the Otimbu George Mogalo, I am George Mogalo, the Labour Party person. Why majority of us here are non-partisan and what you have good governance and more then the consensus I am here is that both the partisan and the other partisan but na Chalenwamba who is our chief servant, the governor of Anambra State, has failed the people of Anambra State on food production and security. Any I work in London, Korean post, all the very simple. Now, he provide in a rocket science and over a long-term project like 4 years, 5 years, and where agriculture and where products on a farming model just within 3 months. Tomato, 3 months gonna take. Corn, 3 months. Rice, 3 months to 4 months. Yeah, a governor vote in billions of naira there, provide their land. Governor Bo Nyawana Nina do Anambra State. Although surprised ka a professor si weje UK, si China na community, na government enwerana. I mean a professional any advice to the international community, any advice to president of the whole countries of the world. Any advice to the president of Nigeria. If a professor, bu a governor, cannot understand na anani nedo na Anambra State now he can take any land in Anambra State for public interest. Highest in OML or compensation to the community or to the owner, relocate here to another place. Well, that land, not for his friends, so not to serve his personal interest, but for collective interest. So if we cannot understand that, GGM here, right here on this parliament, I pass the vote of no confidence on him in terms of food security. And this second turn on Achikwa, of course, what I anything, he didn't tell us anything. I also want to use this opportunity to inform our brother Henry because Mone Popo also in IFE NGOs, even GGM and very high to call him to order or to drag him come for a debate. At least can social contract, See, my dear brother and others here, and our viewers all over the world, full line of social media, we should understand that it's not about Chinedu on the base. GGM is about everybody, good governance. It's only when we congregate, it's only when we come together to make a very resounding statement or a sounding statement that people can hear our voice. Manobu no yo na gbasasịa na-eche ka ofu onye jenwude governor. A governor who has billions of naira dollars in his purse. A governor with respect for any media institution in Anambra State. A few days ago on a debate na Anambra State, he invited Channel, Channel. He invited AIT. A governor with a courtesy, simple courtesy, to invite even his own state media house, ABS. So meaning then when somebody do strong there, a broadcaster do fearless or model, or fearless, not professional. Or Chinedu, hello?
Yes, on a mbo respect for ABS on Kahapony. ABS is just an errand boy. He doesn't have any regard for it. They would rather go for expensive, what they considered hypersonic media platforms. Yet, how much can I invest to go to ABS to lift it up to the level on here? ABS, I cannot take a ATA. Anyway, what can you make of it? Even Nigeria NTA, it's still backward. So I don't blame him much because now we have ABS as nothing. What I go, when it comes to communication, we came about zero, and the that now as a professor, as on young he doesn't need any advice. Even know, in fact, Obokoto meeting or be on your own lecture. You know, he's a lecturer, he's a good lecturer, and he can talk. Only an asoku, only an only as queen. Depending on us issue we use here. But the point is that coming to it's a media engagement, the Oba last. He doesn't care about what you think. His opinion is first and last. So in if Alex what he's doing, Alex what he will call local media. Media now interacting with the street. Media that has touch with the people. To ask them, the other day I got from main market. I saw onye agburu kwaka na street na anaka ego mana epụta tụrụ udobi onye ukwu that na-achụsigo agburu niile na in fact onye ọna na-anala ego cash na main road bụ onye ori. But you see people brazenly in the afternoon on broad daylight na-eme ya ọ dịghị ka as if to say that na in all those things anya, how would the governor nọ na high horse ya mara that na this kind of a thing na-eme na street without engaging local medias or people in contact with the street? Ka agwa nke bụ eziokwu because people na-agba politicians around. In fact, ọ bụrụ ha na-agba politicians around, ndị politicians na-agba onwe around with, because they are the ones that gather those psychophants around them and na-echife echichi and na-etufe afa. Now, all of those psychophantic praise on that guy gather around and na-etiri mkpu while if I name maybe what I go, we live in pretense like we don't know what is happening. Well, in terms of like we have said in the food production, government now they highly intentional. I have come to the conclusion, not just in Anambra State, but in Nigeria, even beyond, in Africa as a whole. Most of the government in Africa, they weaponize poverty and hunger. As long as you are poor and hungry, you are a willing tool to serve their purpose anytime they need you. Even purpose that is against you. Because a poor person and somebody that is hungry do not reason properly. They don't think properly, don't reason properly, cannot think normal. Yeah, for a poor man and a hungry man, I say I without thinking properly. Or making say rationally. Without looking at the consequence the thing brings to him or her. So, my dear, they know what they are doing. They are not intentional. They are not intending. Because all the intentional is not a rocket science. If what we can do as a non-governmental organization, as an NGO, as a cooperative, in setting up an agricultural estate, which the government refused to do, I will use that word refused, because they have the capacity to do that, but they are not willing to do that. So what else are we saying? Is that he failed and he is intentional about it. So much. Now, how do we continue to push through? Yeah, government are there, in our own capacity. All the left for the people to now see that these are the trajectories government was saying. Willing tools in the hands of politicians, especially in electoral seasons like this. That is the most important thing. And then other areas. We can get into those areas and assess Soludo. And also not only assessing Soludo, but assessing the other candidates in Okwa. What is their commitment in some of these things? In our appraisal and in our yardstick for good governance. Can they meet up? So that's just part of what I want to say now.
All right, thank you, Chinedu. Emananku, yes, and we're top 3. And those top 3 are Abga, Soludo, being the incumbent governor. Of course, all of us have the power of Onyeji people's resources. He can spend 50 billion naira on this election. We have APC. APC, the central government. They have Ajidame, during the police. The information na watakita na army abataga Anambra State and so propaganda. So APC, the central government, and Tunimbu, whether he might like to take Anambra State or not, is still a force. APC is still a force. Then we have the third one, Labour Party. Labour Party, because of P2B face, and P2B is the major opposition person in Nigeria. P2B is supporting George Mogalo. So the grassroots politics, and Labour Party is also there making their campaign. Then fourth one, I wouldn't want to mention any other person than my dear person, AAC, Chioma Ife Meredika, if not for any other thing. It's one of us in our fight for a better society. So the fourth person I want to include Chioma. So on food security, I had Asigoda Sorodo da akwụkwọ na ọ pasịrị. So onye nọchite George Moghalu here sị na George Moghalu nwere food security programs. Yeah, promise is one thing, doing it is another thing. But do we have choice? The fact that Sorodo dala akwụkwọ there will go to the next person, George Moghalu. So it's left for our supporters all over the world to endorse George Moghalu on food security because of P2B. Then the next one, hierarchy, is housing. Housing. Over time, ndị mmadụ anaghị akpọ housing as nsogbu ndị Igbo na-enwe. Yeah, governors upon governors, they don't even look towards that side. I believe na ndị Igbo nwere ego, they have money. They have money. Our credit is their cash and carry. They have deposits to build their own houses. But now the situation then we only have gap, dislocations, what you call inequality. Yeah, because I know a man who has 40 houses in our nation. But in the other side, and when they and had a long at all. So that is where government comes in to intervene. But the problem is many of these guys in Nigeria government are capitalists. They have capitalist mindset. So how about why governments? So you are getting more houses, more hotels. But one government official has told me where I live. The person is top officer at this present government. Seems not possible for civil servants to own house.
How would they? How would they be able to own a house?
This man in question from UK goes data a higher on a government. No matter how UK say alolo, how mortgage system say alolo, he's not thinking, his brain had a connect. They put a program like that for civil servants. No God, so my dear, let's talk about housing policy of this government, and then the top 3 contestants or aspirants that we have. Soludo to me, Soludo with a program on that, because I'm close to Housing Corporation, Anambra State. UNMA is just like a privatization. You know, a situation where a housing corporation under government in a land, 15 million naira, just a land, 15 million naira. Because you can anything. Because to me, housing program should be for the working class, middle class.
Shall end it. Sorry to cut you short. It's like government corporation, government body in a land in Anambra State, 15 million naira.
Yes.
Ego ne kavana akụzi a civil servant in Anambra State. And how many years go you take a civil servant go save 100% of his salary to be able to acquire that land? But a politician,
encourage you.
that is the thing, because that is the thing. The inability of government to sort out some of these things, public utilities and public need, especially for public servants and civil servants, before that drive corruption and impunity in the whole system. Because what if you there's nothing you can say. It's just like government school. It's just like government school in where it's more expensive than private school. Or not more expensive, highly expensive, unaffordable to a civil servant. How then do you expect that such person to take their children to school without stealing, without diverting public fund? And we again divert here to another thing.
All right, Chinedu, let's take this discussion around, starting from Conrad from UK. Of course, Conrad should tell us his UK experience and then what he should do if should he be a governor tomorrow. Yeah, we can't hear you, my brother. And we can't hear you.
We are hearing you. We are hearing audio muted.
Are you hearing me? Are you not hearing me?
Go on. We can hear
you.
you.
Hearing me?
Yes.
Okay. On housing, nke UK by na ọ na-abalụ onwe na-ekwu okwu na background na mara m
Nkiru, mute your microphone, Nkiru. Okay, yes, continue.
So ebe na UK ebe a ha nwere system dị iche iche ha ji emeke sure na ha melụ ka ụlọ lụọ onye ọbụla. So ọ nwere ndị nọ ebe a kịta ha chọrọ igo ụlọ famalụ na ha ga-enweta ụlọ na gọọmenti. So now in a way now many people had actually go on those areas because on the system ML ka ha ndị mmadụ chọọ inwe ụlọ ka ha nweche ụlọ ya ihe m na-eme ka ha nwee ebe ha bi. So inwe ike bi n'ụlọ nwere ụlọ ọ dịkọrọ much attractive ngụ ije siki own because all the very very affordable to you. So iwere ego ndị a ike ji wee jee debe na fixed access weluzie ya wee na-eme ihe ndị ọzọ. So ka m bịa na Anambra State, Anambra government enwero policy on housing. Ịmago na anyị na-ekwu ihe anyị na-ekwu nke bụ eziokwu. Abụrụ m a politician. Ọ bụ na ọ nwere policy on housing ịka afụgo ya. Mana ọ nwere nke ihe na-afụ ebe a kịta bụ just ife ada abalị onye ọbụla ụlọ. So that poor man or poor woman nọ na street enwere ụlọ ebe obi. Ndị agadi ndị okenye anyị enwere ebe provide for them. Anyị asị na ebe a ka anyị house ha ma ndị dị terminally nwe terminal illnesses enwere housing for them. Enwere okwu housing for ndị enwero ndị destitute na street ebe nwere ike house ha na look after them. Onwere something of that. So mana onwe ihe na-propose maka na Ndubuisi si abụ na governor. Ọ bụ na governor na Anambra State. Although na mụ like politics in a way. Mana nke bụ eziokwu bụ na ọ bụ na governor ụnọ bụ ihe izi mụa part of ihe izi mụa ga-eneba anya na ya. Maka na achọrọ ndị mmadụ ị na-alarucha n'ụzọ na-akwụghalị n'ụzọ. Onye ọbụla ya enwe ebe ọ na-alarụ. So mụa ga-enwe policy. Ihe m ga-eme na first 6 months, first 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, or 4 years. So all ya kam chelo professor anyị ka na-eme. Nya policy a na-afụ ife a na-afụ anya ihe ndị mmadụ ya na-atọch na-afụ ya afụ ndị mee ihe na.
Sorry, for public servants especially to start with civil servants.
So now ọ bụ na anya na oge m na-agụ akwụkwọ na Nigeria enwelu na schools ebe anyị na-agụcha akwụkwọ enwere ebe ndị teachers na-ebi ọ ka ndị mgbe ochie si wee plan ya ndị ọcha plan ya so ndị politicians anyị continue until emechazi ha wee run ya down. So mbụla governor the easiest thing m ga-eme bụ na everybody bụ a public servant ma ọ na-aza main road o ma ọ na-alụ n'ụlọ ọgwụ na ọ na-alụ security ndị ọ bụ vigilante o ọ bụ teacher ọ bụ doctors o ọ bụ anybody na contribute to the overall program of the state of Anambra State. M ga-eweta ezigbote ego ọ bụ na osi ike m chekie the housing stock anyị nwere malụ ma anyị needelo ịlụ how many housing I needelo ịlụ for them. So ka nye example ọ bụ na anyị nwere 200 schools so nchekie mmadụ one na-alụ ọrụ na each of those schools ịda na nlụbalụ ụlọ n'akụkụ the schools ọ na nwere an area enwere estate ebe a ka ndị housing ndị civil servant a na-ebi and ọ bụ na ịlụba ọrụ ebe ọ bụ na ịlụba na-arụ ọrụ na each of these schools you are guaranteed to have a free housing there. Ị ga-ebi ebe a once ị na-alụ ọrụ with the government. So kedu ka anyị esi na-maintain ya bụ na o nwere ike ọ bụ na ego ọ bụla akwụrụ ụgwọ o nwere ike gọọmenti nwere ike na-ewelu 1,000 naira a month maka iji na-maintain that place and then nwere company ga na-afụ maka i-maintain all those housing stock. So ihe omini bụ na onye a na-aza street adịgo sure na ya na family ya nwere ebe ha bi. So now number one onye aka m ga-esi wee solve. So ọ bụ na m nwere na Anambra say 50,000 civil servants enwere 50,000 housing stock for them and after that 50,000 ga-enwe ihe dịka 10,000 as a reserve because ịmago na the civil service might be increasing or decreasing. So now abịazie na general public m ga na-eme intervene na housing needs of the people because ama m na aka niile ahara ha anya. So m ga-arapụ ndị okwu ọgaranya onwe nke mmadụ na-akọrọ m nyaa si nọ na Nnewi na onye egoko achọ m ịkpa afọ ya maka na ga-ama onye na-ekwu ogokogo ụlọ niile ma ana niile pụta n'ụzọ ọ na-alụ ihe niile ọlụcha ọ sị m na ọbịa ntọntọ ihe nwa debe 1.something million na ebe a dịcha empty na o nwere onye nwere ike ime afford ndị mmadụ na-achọgharị ụlọ ebe ha ya ebi mana ofu onye na-azọkọ na-alụchisi ebe niile. So ọlụchisie ihe a niile ọ debe ihe n'aka aka ndị mmadụ aga elu ebe a. So now ọ bụrụ nnukwute challenge. So the government is to protect all its citizens. The interest of the poor masses here the main objective of Professor Charles Chukwuma if suppose in eme. So now m ga-provide ebe nwere ụlọ a ga-alụ ụlọ ihe dịka Anambra State tina ya base na ya nwere ana m ga-eme advice ka anyị lụba ụmụ bungalows anyị na-alụ ụmụ bungalows ụmụ one story duplexes ka because anyị nwere ana ka anyị nwee ike inwe ineba anya n'ihe gbasara ana ka anyị ala eluchisi ebe niile ana agwụ. So ihe mụwa ga-ekwu bụ high density ụlọ na ndị China na Singapore si alụ. So I got one place like this alụ ụlọ dị high rise nwee ike accommodate o nwee ụlọ dị ebe a kịta na ọkụm ife ọ bụ 75 flats 2 bedrooms 75 flats ife ụlọ ọkwụlụ onwe. So ifu ka ha si economize the land maka ha ma na bụ problem ebe a na London a. So ona ka ha si mi ebe a ha jere ka maka 75 flats a alụlụ ebe a just one building ọ bụ na ịlụbụ ya ifu na anọ ya akpakọlụ ya dị too much. So ihe ga-emezi bụ na gọọmenti mbịa kịta okirikiri Ọnịcha Ọka Nnewi Ekwulọbịa a ga-enwe ebe anyị alụ ịdị ụlọ a ọ ga-adị between 5 story or 10 story high. Ebe a ka m ga-alụsị ụlọ ihe a bụ for low cost housing scheme. So kedu ka ndị mmadụ ga-eji qualify for that? Ọ bụ na ego ị na-enwe ada elu ego one dị ụlọ because ọ bụ na ị na-enwezu ego one zuru na-akwụ ụgwọ ụlọ ihe a bụ ụlọ ị ga ebe a ga opportunity day for you there. Ịbịa ebe a anyị ga onye ị ga na-akwụ ya determine na ihe the lowest person can afford. So now can get see where me. But I work checks and balances. Kamal and the mother on a kwezioku mahade kwezioku. So nkaga accommodate most of the poor. Ndi enwere ike afford. Uno no neighbor. So also old people's home. I know some time ago at Onukpo, Nyana Soludo Kuchala, or say no ya old people's home ebenine. Nka 3 years ago, kita or 2 years ago. On what another yan the governors mela sure na ya lo ya nine. Ebendi ndagadi ai nine ga no. On what on kai full up to today. On what of alo. So government he game ebe old people's home. Each of the villages, I am encourage each of the town Anambra state. Kamalo na ndemad na kanka. And part of our right preserve ndị kalonka ka ha wee nwee better housing maka na oge ụmụ ha nwee ike anọzi in a position ineba ha anya ụfọdụ enwere ụmụazị so to avoid them ị na-alarụ n'ilo ọ na ị na-anwụ ọnwụ ifele after ha mechara ụfọdụ savụcha the state m ga-enwe ebe alụrụ ụlọ for the housing ndị agadi so enwere ike each community depending ihe dịka Onitsha like this nwere big population a ga-enwe ebe a each local government ya enwe ebe nke ha so agụkọ ndị a niile bụ ndị agadi ndị a ga-etinye ebe a ga na manage ka enwere ike oge GGM nwere ike inwekwuzi our own charity ebe a ga na-afụ maka ndị agadi so inye ndị ụka ma ndị society like GGM ka ha na-enekwa ndị anya so ndị mmadụ gọọmenti ya na-provide funds for you manage that area. And then when percentage I am not industry, I manage that place. So upon can say never they run down by anything, or yeah, they run down. I am everything of life. So that's part of the things more we cut out for that. Also bundi anine na nwelo isimbaka. Nwelo nsobu na akwalicha na street beggars ni ha. Onwezi nke nga na echoka ha no na street. Maka ga alụ no ebe ha ga na ade. Obu na ụmụazị a na enualisi ebe ni no onwezi a ga-enwu na ebe ha ya nọ onwere onye ga na-alarụ na street ihe a na-enwe na moto parks ifu ndị na-alarụ ebe a na-ese igbo 6 months nke a ga-eni nke ozugbo ọ bụ na enwere ike ịlụpụta ụlọ ife m ga-enye guarantee na 1 year na gọọmenti ya rent existing houses already ti ihe ebe a temporary wee nwee ike ịlụpụta ụlọ ebe a eti ha ọ na-esi eme na UK ebe a ọ bụ na enwere ike irent nwe ụlọ ejenti ihe na hotel kwụgba ụgwọ ka m wee fụ na onye ọbụla nwetelu nwere ihe o nwee ike ịpụtasị ajụwa gị kedu ihe Anambra steeti mere gị esi na Anambra steeti nyekwa m ụlọ maka na ibe nji ekwu ihe a bụ na ụfọdụ ndị be anyị ịjụwa kedu ihe Naijiria mere ha Anambra mere ọ sị gị na ọ nwekwa ihe olitenu na Anambra ma ọ Naijiria mana ya bịa na UK ebe ọ sị gị na at least na ụlọ ya bi na ya na gọọmenti nyere ya so ka m kwụsịgodo ebe a udo dịla unu
ka ọ dịrị ya ikwuru ọfụma honestly speaking mana everything doesn't the way OSIA apply in the UK the need in the buying we're here he also have in one stroke but at least like you rightly pointed out some areas I bet in terms of housing like but made that argument but about get the hierarchy of needs in the Anambra state or na Igbo. What I go mother yes, is a shame. Just like Kodri, I think Kodri pointed it out, and I think on Udo also pointed it out at some point. Sina is a shame. Professor Governor, Gano now Bapusi borehole in different places. Whereas at the time they were growing up, even in villages, pipe-borne water got everywhere. So see all the zelo made connected pipe here, a meter anya, or by no government is square by never revenue. The baby ala kind of government in a hand to mouth bottle breastfeeding government in the mother is just to make people more lazy and not to think properly. I don't see the reason why you will spend so much money in sinking different boreholes. Whereas, as it were, Emwe Water Corporation that runs and supplies water across board. What did it take? Over an MTN network will be digging out and connecting people to fiber optic near Guan and now passing wire everywhere. What stops the government itself that has all the capacity and unlimited access to fund as it is. He set up pipe-borne water for everybody. Or boss you money, everybody are now a sink borehole on his own. But it has come to the point where I want to know Anambra state now you got for borehole here. On your map out. Individuals, so what the government tell you have five story everywhere. Enough model houses everywhere. Enough estate development everywhere. On what wrong the government to contribute any dime into? They don't contribute anything into it.
Is it normal? Anyway,
Totally abnormal.
Chinedu, can I move around to others? This discussion back around? Because 2 minutes so that we'll go around. Sorry, that was not going to be. Because although we're South Africa, make your input in terms of housing development, at least in where people know, and they too say men South Africa, so that Konyalan de buy no aka na-aghọta ife gọọmenti kwesịrị ime ịma na gọọmenti dozi lazy because ndị mmadụ anaghị akwanye ha ọkụ n'ike. But ọ bụrụ na program na anyị sustain even after election anyị na-enwe people's parliament, more people are na-abịa there ma ndị nọ na Instagram ma Facebook ha na-anụ our voice because we are representing the voice of the people. And I had a praise sing anybody. We don't praise sing anybody. Obugodo also able na able professor Ted Cable Obasaralum. What is right is what is right. So man na village na atụ egwu na onye agụkwala akwụkwọ na onye nwa ya akasị onye gụrụ akwụkwọ na agụgụzi ndị agụrụ akwụkwọ. That is annoying thing there. But anyị ekwugo kịta in full security anyị ekwugo na ọ bụrụ record science in housing. Anyị ekwugo na ọ bụrụ record science, even though Chinedu say na ọ bụrụ ihe niile ka ihe emesịa ya na lie. Chinedu, I will disagree with you that side. Ọ bụrụ a governor, ọlụ governor ya alụ is just to moderate, to organize. Ịma mgbe afọ Governor Soludo na-abata mgbe ọ mere talent hunt or create a portal, ịma how many thousands of people tije afụfa there na achọ ịsavụ Soludo pro bono. Ịma pro bono, don't pay me, I will serve you. Not to you, but the people of Anambra State. In where experts in all these areas, I'm telling you, Obro Soludo he provided the money, and the other government he provided the money. Yours is to organize. If you don't have the resources, you go to bond market. Bond market, each 1 trillion naira, Ndibo raise here to build houses everywhere for 30 years. Bond is long-term investment fund. Bond. You can borrow money in the bond market now for interest at fixed rate for 30 years. That is how to develop system. Abroad Soludo da lose 3 lane una kole aka. Eputazi another important sector of the economy do very important. You say no oyara alu in the same time. Na lie. Answer Udo wara biko jara ya aka. Henry na-akwado ebube ọgụ and then Iron Lady. Udo, are you there? Okay, hold on there, Henry. Henry, you can make your own input. Because some of us know what ebe na-alụ ụlọ. Okay, Udo, you can talk. Ndewo.
I'm like lost, but I'm back. The second issue is about housing. Obodo anyị nọ n'ime ya bụ South Africa, we have a low cost housing. Even though some people are criticizing it based on the implementation and how it is. But is there such program? Yes. The government in the program here, it provide affordable housing. Just like in America's now affordable healthcare, affordable housing for the people. That's in that case, the government finance the building project of all those houses. You just have to, in some case, register with a very small amount of money and wait for your turn to have your own property. in your name. But in another way, government can as well partner with private sector to develop housing for civil servants. In the sense that as a civil servant, you're already entitled to your salary, has already given you entitlement. They can afford them. You go to no ebe gị na ezinụlọ gị ga-ebi, because the salary enyekwu gị possibility ndị na-arụ, I'm specifically on the civil servant on this, ndị na-arụ gọọmenti ọrụ, that there is option for school allowance, which means ụmụaka ya ejenwu school free. Nke a bụ entitlement ndị godo ndị polisi, ụmụaka ya eje school free. A ga-provide ego resident ebe ị ga-ebi na enwebeghị ụlọ aka gị, enwe police quarters, ọkwefu gị na enwebeghị ụlọ aka gị, enwe ebe gị na ezinụlọ gị ga-ebi wee nye na-enwe ụlọ aka gị. Then the ego a na-akwụ ha asụ ego ụgwọ ọnwa, onye nwe ya na-eje ụlọ akwụkwọ free, nwee health insurance, gọọmenti na-cover na ahụ adịghị onye a ọ ga-eju ụlọ ọgwụ free, the whole ezinụlọ ị na-eju ụlọ ọgwụ free. At this rate, ego na-akwụ ya ịgbakọzi ya fụ na ọ can afford to pay bond. Others na-eme gịnị, other individuals na-eme business on their own can afford. Okay, but based on etu ọ dịgodo na-aba anyị kịta in terms of Anambra State or Nigeria, it looks like a universal problem for us. Na ụgwọ ọnwa, first of all, ezughogodi inye gị nri, not to talk of ịkata for ihe ndị a. Adị ekwuzi okwu healthcare and other things sie n'azụ. So government fail massively in the sense that our people aghọtaghị what government supposed to be doing for them. So when it comes to housing now, government you provide housing for the citizens. Our people may be we can akụkọ ifo. Ọ bụghị akụkọ ifo. It is a reality. This is part of basic things government people say he provided for his citizens. And whoever that is not doing it or willing to do it is not worthy for our vote. Okay, so in that aspect, I think Enugu state government is good in that. Even previous successive governments in Enugu state has invested in that sector, even though not that much, but I know there is a program like that in Enugu. For Anambra State, I'm going to cha or when they photo emie. And that thing, the other concerning, I think I just have to stop here. But the reality is that this is something government can do if they are willing. And they are rocket science. The fund are there. Even there are private sector who may like to partner. The government will pay half to subsidize the property so that it will be affordable according to the situation, economic situation the people of the state may face. Let me stop here.
All right. Henry, are you back? If you are not, Iron Lady, can you take it up from here? Yeah, speak.
Ndị be daalụ.
Yes.
Ọkwa Iron Lady ka na-ekwu. Ekwusigokwanụ maka farmer na ndị gọọmenti fefelula anyị. Maka number one bụ ọ bụrụ na ị bụ prọfesọ, gosi ihe iji bụla ọkammụta daa na ndị agụrụ akwụkwọ, being first class, iwe ihe niile. Number one na housing scheme a ọkwịma ọ partner with private sector. Ego nọ adịtụ ọnụ anị. I could remember mgbe Maazị Ndubisi eme George interview o kwurie, mana apart from that, ego one ka ị na-akwụdo onye ọrụ oyibo. What to my greatest surprise, ndị nkụzi a na-ekwu na mana o wuo onye minimum wage ya bụ 45,000. go Arube 45,000 ezu go to Okala Paris. Oba moto nia. Then ụfọdụ na-azacha school bụ 8,000 naira cleaner. N'ihe o kwesịrị ime ebe o megwuro nke a, o wepụta jeni nọsto petrolize wepụta moto a na-emebie ndị ọrụ oyibo ji eje ọrụ. Ndị ọrụ oyibo were ya na-eje ọrụ fa na-akwụ kọbọ obele ego because from ebe a nọ kịta atọ ose ife ị ga na-abụ ụfọdụ 800 naira and ụfọdụ si Ọnịcha eje Ọka ego ole ka a na-ana emont 45,000 minimum wage ị ga-eji akwụalụ nwa gị ụgwọ akwụkwọ nothing. Then ọbịa ebe ọlụ wuro nke a omenu General Hospital mgbe anyị pelu mpe papa m nọ ndụ onye ward ọbụla any prisoners officer eyaba arụ ije General Hospital ebe a ka nwunye ha na-amụ nwa ebe ahụ ka ụmụ ha ya arụ because ọ dị very at a little affordable price nye obele mmadụ ga-emenwe. Mana apụtasị anyị na-alụla hospital nke a ije onwere ezigbo ihe dị ya. Kedu ebe ndị ọrụ oyibo ga-esi bido? Ebe ọlụ nwụrụ ụlọ ya wepụtelu ha moto ga na-ebufe eje 7 o'clock or 6:30 moto anọlụgo ilu ịba owe ebe isi ekute ume. Ọ bụrụ na ha kwe ka abịa debate ndị press aka jụfa ajụjụ onye ọbụla ekwuo ife ọ ga-emenwu kwuo nke o menwula emenwu. Nwanne anyị nwoke si ịlụgodu 10 story lụọ kedu ewekwa lifta elu anya ebe ọkụ adịkwa ga na-ebugo ndị mmadụ n'elu na-ebutu zero. Mana o nwere ya gọvanọ wee to do ịghọta fana agbacha oke a grant anyị interview ọgbacha mana ị grant George Morgan okwu onye kwuo na partner with private sector ụmụ nwanne anyị n'obodo oyibo be ready to come and develop this state. Ịghọta ihe niile abụrụ gọọmenti nọ inye ha assist ịfụ na Anambra a na-develop na-aga. So that is what I have to say. Nyanye jugodu ndị ọrụ oyibo afọ wepụtagodu ụfa moto lụgodo ezigbo General Hospital nwa gị yara ije private ije zuo rile na gị.
Anyway, we're still on housing. Henry.
So that is the housing now.
Hello.
Nkiru, we've heard you. Thank you. Henry.
Hello. Please, can you hear me? Please confirm you can hear me.
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, yeah. So I think we're still on housing.
Yes.
I want to bring us back to something because the housing challenges in Anambra State is not only peculiar to us, it's a national problem. I think Nigeria has about 28 million housing units deficit. So when you divide that 28 by 36 states plus FCT, so Anambra is averaging around 800 something thousand housing units deficit. So for you to is an enormous challenge. So for you to confront such a phenomenon, you must first of all look at your fundamentals, and it's not looking good for us. When you now look at how easy is it for government to issue out C of O in terms of land ownership, you now talk about, do we even have the money? Because government doesn't have all the money in this whole wide world. What are the policies do you put in place to make it easier for commoners to acquire property?
Henry, we've lost you. We've lost you. Hello, Henry. Okay. I think what Henry is trying to say that is a big challenge. Is not only at the regional level or state level, is even at the federal level. And certain policies have to be put in place before you can provide this affordable housing to the people of the state. We are not just talking about civil servants, only the civil servants. We are talking about people, the working class people in private sector who do not have enough money to build and own their own houses. But Emma, me myself being a financial person, being an economics, and when things you know the law and you know your challenges, you know, and when you or see we don't have
Hello?
box to think of, you think outside the
Hello?
box. Okay, sorry, you're back. We lost you a few minutes
Hello,
ago.
Andy.
Yeah. Okay, Henry, you can talk if you're back.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so um uh, so you have to look at your fundamentals. How is it able for you to get even a CEO for a land you bought preparatory to building? How, what are the policies does the state government put in place to fertilize? They will now talk about what is now an obvious problem in Oka housing speculation. The prices and people are paying through their nose for what is not at par. And recently, when Lagos government discovers such challenges, they are now putting up a legislation on control of hike in house rent and owning of property. So these are the fundamentals that any serious government must get right before we can now begin to talk about housing affordability. Right now, the Soludo-led government is not showing promises the way it's supposed to be. That is not to say they've not done one or two, because I'm aware they put up like they signed MOU with 7 companies, but that is still a far cry from what the so-called housing deficit in Anambra, which is around 800 something thousand units. So what do we do as a people? Because it's obvious that our government cannot fund, and there's no way you can rob Peter to pay Paul. You can't suspend education and allocate substantial to housing. You must find means to go around it. So we basically have the only option of co-opting. Do you understand? Just like some of our brothers have said on this meeting, co-opting agencies that can be able to give us housing at a very subsidized rate, losing our factor of endowment. In Anambra State, we have a large amount of coalinite and other raw materials that can cheapen the level of housing construction in Anambra. So why are we not putting it to use? Within that stretch of Oka to Enugu, that acts alone. And we have a coalinite factory at Okbo. Why is the state government not coalescing around using our factory environment? Because we have all these things. We can even sign up MOU with the state government, as you are giving a coalinite, they are bringing gypsum and other things you might need to reduce the cost of housing and even make it possible for your citizens to afford and be able to own and even rent or get a property. So these are the issues that we must, as a people, confront first of all before we now start talking of how can we be able to satisfy everybody. So for me, there should be a deliberate, because the current housing policy in Anambra doesn't seem to be working. It's shrouded in secrecy, and the fundamentals are not yet wrong, are not yet right. So we need to, as a people, look at it, dust up the policy, and try and find a way to reinvent it so that our people can own houses, not just owning houses and gunpoint, but being able to service it and own it. And talking to other contestants, just like we all know, and I keep saying it, Soludo has not really impressed when it comes to housing. And all these other contestants, I've tried to follow some of them. There's no working document you could tie to any of them. And for the fact that Nkiru is one of George Omoalo's strategy team member, it's better that if she has this kind of documents, she drop it so that we can look at what they are doing, so that we can use it to size up everybody and know what they are doing. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Henry. Chidedungwano, make your own input before I conclude. Before we move to the next item, which is security, both kinetic and non-kinetic.
Well, my input here now will be like a form of summary, and I'll move into other things because, you know, I have to engage in other things on our platform. Now, while the discussion continues, with respect to issues I discussed with Banua, the most important thing about our response to it practically, apart from the fact that in our government we can speak, we can talk, we can advocate, we can agitate, the bottom line is how do we translate that into action from ourselves to the government and them and all the people with the government? Then talking about the people being the government, how do we educate them? Just like in the BC have rightly put out that our constant engagement at this platform, we open up more information to the people. We make more insight available for the people to reposition their mindset when it comes to good governance. So basically, I would say that any night could ever know not on point. Okay. With respect to Anambra State election that is upcoming on Saturday, people should do the needful. Although, from my own take, Soludo may likely come back because a lot of factors are working for him. APC is not an option for the Anambra State or any person in Igbo land. If they must capture Igbo land, they will have to do it the usual way. If APC must take Anambra State, they must have to do it through the usual way, which is by defection. APC have never won any election now the Southeast generally, much more Anambra State. They've been able to take Enugu, Ebonyi State, Imo State by defection, and defection from all PDP and one from Apuga, which is the time of Rochas in Imo State. So, to me, APC is not an option when it comes to an election. So, Maheji military might, Maheji world power, where there is not an option. Even their candidate is not popular. Their deputy governorship candidate is even more popular than the main candidate itself. So, having said that, Labour Party is the option. In as much as we see Peter Obi as an institution and the only opposition available in Nigeria today, supporting Moghalu because of Peter Obi, I don't really buy into it. We should support Moghalu because of the characteristics and personality of Moghalu. If you check Moghalu to be a stable person, if you check Moghalu to have the character and possess the character to deliver good governance, then you support him. Or not based on because of Peter Obi. Because of what Peter Obi has the election. I don't buy into that. So that is it on that matter. Then Chomi Femeludike is a force, whether we like it or not. She has become a force, whether people are supporting her or are not seeing the possibility. The truth of the matter is that her courage is a force. That courage, despite knowing the obstacles, or threw herself into the ring to contest this very highly tight position in Anambra State. It's not like any other state. It's not like Enugu State or Ebonyi State or Imo State or Abia State. Anambra State is like a first-class state, not just in Southeast, but in Nigeria. Okay, so I salute her courage, and I hope people will give her a chance through their votes. Okay, now, respect to other issues, criteria, I name food, security, housing, public utility. I put all of them together in public utility because without which we all be rolling in a cycle. Things will only get worse. I'm telling you honestly. Then the primary responsibility of government, which is supposed to be even the first thing I would say discuss, which is security. Relatively, on Wambuelu at some point, or they can security collapse on Anambra State. But I don't know which I will call it, whether political insecurity or whatever. But recent past, with the busting of so many camps of some different people who have been fomenting trouble and ransacked villages, disrupting economic activities in Anambra State. They've been having and experiencing devastating blow from the government recently. Okay, I think that will work for Soludo, will count for Soludo, and I don't know how far for other people, how they hope to curb insecurity, because, like I said, outside politically instigated insecurity, Anambra State used to be a calm place to do business. Anambra State used to be a calm place to do business, but all of that in recent past vanished. Okay, but since recently, after the election, and actually I go back to status quo. We never can tell. But for now, security in Anambra State is becoming a little bit stabilized. Even on the street, you will hear people say that. I can tell you that. So, in terms of infrastructure, which is an enabler, Soludo had only made progress in a particular section of Anambra State, which is not okay for me. Or apart from the fact that we admonished him to look into key economic cities and key economic infrastructures, or infrastructures that will enable development, like in Onitsha, at Nnewi, in Oka, Ekulobia. And I for that now, I'll touch some places now, Onitsha. Man, I've already gone around to document some of those things, and I will publish it either today or tomorrow before the election, one nature. Then for Ekulobia, if we're almost na government ya on na the Ekulobia side, and Anambra governor the Agwata. But I don't blame him. After all, charity begins at home. Obona Nkebia before him, which is Obiano Ife Soludo Neme. By now, Anambra North would have been much more better. And now, if Anambra North, they're far backward, because when we're a person on a government for 8 years, more 8 years, or what are your pastor in terms of infrastructural development in this area. Looking at food security, ebe food basket, like I said earlier, government to make sure that the people remain poor and hungry. They know that that is the weapon they have to remain in power. So I don't look at them to do anything about it. So GGM will continue doing what we are doing until we build the capacity that will dictate the tune of elections and people who are taking over political offices. By then, I was here for area we tell them, we give them according to their own ration. So that is it for me on some of these issues. So I think that is all I can say for now. And after this, I'll be withdrawing to look into other things that are biting. Thank you very much. Ndubisi, I believe in you. You can always anchor and continue this series. It's a very encouraging process for us to have a better society. For those who are watching from our TikTok, thank you very much for watching from our TikTok. We will just try to expand our reach so that people will understand what we are doing in our advocacy for good governance. And we're bringing the message to TikTok as well. So if you want to follow us on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook, or even on our Instagram, you can just search BVI Channel 1. And that is it for now. Thank you very much, people, and God bless you.
All right, thanks for the summary. In fact, you've touched light on everything that we needed to discuss on today's topic, assessing these top 4 candidates that in the Anambra will be voting for come this Saturday election. So, like, we've already spent almost 2 hours here, so we should be concluding. But instead of taking it one by one, let's just join all of them together. I'll give every one of us opportunities to speak for at least 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So we just have the opportunity to discuss about, we've discussed food, housing, security, we discuss electricity. I think they call it public utility. When public utility, water, electricity, what else is under public utility? Yeah, we'll talk about job creation, the policy of this government on job creation. Of course, you also have opportunity to talk about the person you will be voting for come Saturday. You know, if you don't like this Soludo policy on housing, on food, on security, it's either you ask him to improve, that he will likely win this Saturday election. That when he wins, you know, you should look at all these various areas. And or you can even say Soludo will not win. No, of course, it's your opinion to say that Soludo will win. It's your also opinion to say that Soludo will not win based on situation on ground, because we are the voice of the people. We connect with the street. But me, I can confidently tell you that the people for now have not understood what is good governance. To them, many of them, is money. Give me money first. They don't care about any other thing. That is what me think. And Soludo has 60 to 100 billions of naira. He can pay any amount to make sure that he wins this Saturday election. So let me start from Kodrinya, just as a way of summary. Just give us what you think about all these things. Why we close for today?
Ododelono. Echem na maka time adro. Anyway, next time I ekwu maka security more, because eba can be very good at as well. So m ga-ekwute okwu maka security. Because security abugo a major challenge. Although globally security bukwa the #1 challenge anenwe, that any responsible governor or government should always improve things. Nke Anambra bụ na anyị nwere challenge, because na governor over the years no in denial. He was actually having a lot of influencers and the aids and deny no nwere insecurity in Anambra State. Ndị mmadụ na-anwụ anyị na-eti mkpu ebe niile nekwa ihe na-emesi na ihe na-eme, until finally last year o wee wake up wee sị na ọ ya abịazi wee mezi admit actually mana kịta na ya deal with them within by February this year. So ihe a ka o kwuru. So after living in denial for 2 years and or 3 years. So nke a bụ nsogbu anyị nwere. Mana kedu solution ihe security na Anambra State? Obodo enwero a good transport system no nwere nsogbu insecurity. Maka na ọtụtụ ndị a niile a na-ebu ebubo through this ndị a mabatacha na-agba ma ọkada ma keke, undocumented people. Amaro, some of them bụ ndị na-egbu mmadụ na be ha ma ebe dị iche iche. Ha bịazie na Anambra State welo ọkada na keke na-agba anyasị, ha na-ebu ndị mmadụ. So onya bụ the major problem. Maka onwe onye jụrụ m ajụ mbọsị ya na one other forum join wee na-ajụ m ka ka esi deal with insecurity. Nsi ya na wee wele ofu village wee nye example, wee sị ya na ịchọ ka security na village unu ga-enebe anya na ndị a na-agba ọkada na keke na bunu, ma ndị a na-abịacha alụ ma ọlụ mesin ma building site ma ihe a wee nye example ihe that thing has contributed. Na ọ bụ na unu checkmate ya very well, na unu ga-enwe profile of ndị nọ na bunu ka unu wee mara onye bụ onye. Na suppose na Anambra State kịta mmadụ ije na handle transport without a profile or a handle transport. Tali something a traceable here for 3 years. Kedonye bu here 3 years on onye monye bu. Kedi hi neme and then they review every 6 months. They show no onya ka oka nwe that character. So mana it's of security na Anambra say one na ye nwe effective transport system. Ghana ebunde mmadu. So ye na enwe asị na onye aba moto achọba no. Ma no bala okada ebuli move no. Ma na kidnap ya. Ọzọ bụ na government Anambra State ya full security as a viable industry. Maka na ha ghọtara na security bụ industry. Na this UK, millions of people are employed through security. So kedu ihe meaning? Na each of the 182 villages in Anambra State, if I get mebona as a start, I get employ 50 to 100 new security vigilantes. I get train off those people here wall already. So here they can Onitsha, Nnewi, and Oka get not less than 2,000. So the government will need to borrow fund for that. Maobu no nwere ego. Ego aga in 4 years. Maka obu ni put to security investment ya bia. Ndị mmadụ pụọ n'ụzọ nwere onye egburu ma ọkị na-apụ n'anyasị. So onye nwa ka ihe ebido wee mebe mana m ga na-ekwu more details. So ego ndị a ego a ga-enwe ọtụtụ ihe adị emebu na the state enwe ma night life ma ihe ndị mmadụ spend ebe more build by industry rich people are na-aga without escort ego ha ka na-akwụ security escort ewezie na-eme invest na the state a na-aga ọfụma. So ọzọ dị na ya dịkwa ka ibie bụ ime sure na enwere street light like m gwara onye nka nsị ya na ịbịa na villages I suppose ime na ya eme ya ọbụla iwu na solar street light ya dị n'ụlọ ọbụla onwere ebe ya dị dark ọ bụrụ just na street only ma ụlọ ọbụla ga-adị ọkụ ya na-enwu n'anya so onwere ebe ya enwe dark corners. So na ọ bụ na ime that na gọọmenti ya ebido ba ịlụ iti isi na major roads wee mandate ye villages and the dark corner na the state. So in combination to that CCTV camera. Now, each of the roads are they covered by CCTV cameras, and each of the businesses, major businesses, have CCTV cameras, and I have control room. So these are ways where Kobu that insecurity issue. Also, Bonadi can before na full security, but also an arm of security of the state. So Abuna. ML all those for all this land that haposelo ndị alaje no chichani ane ebunde mmadụ. Ọ bụ na enyele enwe fan settlement ọkwa mana ya enwe security ya gada place ebe a ndị mmadụ na ya maka enwelu ndị nọcha na side ndị ala ya ejezi kampụ ebe a na forest anọ nwecha ụmụ forest guard ga na guide ebe ọkwa mana onweze onye ya anọkọtasị na obule efije na ebunde mmadụ na mkpụrụ mmiri ọ bụ na ejide ndị na-aṅụ mkpụrụ mmiri a ga-enwe rehabilitation center anyị atụ onye n'obodo akịta na-eseshọn mmadụ tuchie ego ofu ebe onye anyị apụta ma ọ bụ na ị na-aṅụ eje for rehabilitation. So onye ọ bụla ejidelu na-aṅụ mkpụrụ mmiri atụpụ ya onwe nke ọ ya nọ 6 months ọ ga-apụta maka ọha na-ezukọ ori. M ga-enye gị example na one community ụfọdụ je na-erepụ ma ha ma ihe dị iche iche maka na enwere nsogbu mkpụrụ mmiri na Anambra State maka anyị na-etobu ndị nke a na-asị Matthew na South Malaki Edu Brazil ndị a niile na-ebu mkpụrụ mmiri na ahịa anyị na-etobu before ha batazi na anyị wee fụ na enwere nnukwu market wee na-elezi na anyị so anyị nwa na-eto ha so kịta ihe anyị na-elebelu ndị ọzọ abatago na anyị. So ndị nke a na-ele ejide gị 21 years imprisonment. So obodo ga-adị sure na onye ọbụla even ndị nke a na-echi echichi na-alụkasị ihe ọ bụrụ na source of ihe na onwe na onye gbara ama eme investigation ejide gị 21 years imprisonment. I enwe hard ihe na on this type of problem. So now ọzọ bụ ndị a na-eje amaba na ana ndị mmadụ land speculating onye bụ nsogbu niile a ana m akọlụ Ndụbụisi ka ndị je na-amaba na ihe dịka na Obosi ma Nkwele ma ebe dị iche iche ife na-ewuzi na Anambra State ma ọmụ niile. So ọ bụrụ na ịkwụsịrị that thing onwe na igochara ụnụ anyị golo ebe anyị golo 20 something years ago ka onye Obosi nwa bịa sị na ndị ụmụnna ha nekwaziri anya na ha lere ana ọkwa na ha lere a long time ago alụchagolo ụlọ ndị mmadụ bikoba onye egolie izi agogo ana 40 years. So ọ bụrụ na gọọmenti si na ọ gbasara ya maka iregulate ihe dị ka ana ndị town union na-asị na ọ gbasara ha ife ga-eme bụ na a ga na-enwe high level of assassination igbu mmadụ maka na ha ndị a bido na-eme ihe a ngị nwa bụ onye nwe ụlọ ga-erekrutu ndị nke gị a na-anụ ọgụ onye bụ insecurity na Anambra steeti so ihe ndị a niile anyị na-akpọ non-government or non-man ụfọdụ bụ ndị elo ndị na-ego ana na-egbusisi ndị mmadụ ịbịa na Anambra steeti after Lagos nwere more high problem ihe litigation na court ndị mụ na ha na-emekọsị n'ihe gbasara estate na-agwa m na court cases dị na Anambra steeti ha nwere kalị maka na a na-eme elebecha ha na ndị nwe atọ nụkwasị na nna ha lepụrụ ana na chiyatakwa a na-eje court na-anụ ha jee welu ndị ụfọdụ na-afụ ọnụ ha bụ iche ha egbe na ndị ọkọt group so ọzọ bụ na university anyị ma school system anyị onye ọbụla bata na school a ga na-regulate the school dị sure na enwero ndị a na-afọ ọmụcha ụmụ secret courts ma ndị otu ya so ihe a niile ga-enye aka ịkwụsị insecurity na be anyị ọ dị m surprise na prof anyị ahafụrụ ụmụ ihe ndị asị ihe dị important especially ịfụ na security bụ na industry na employ ya 10,000 people na first 5 years the government will be funding it by loan after that the business is now funded by percentage on their taxation maybe just 1% extra on the tax will now fund that security. That's what, and it will help to stabilize the economy. Ihe mụ achelu bụ na Soludo enwero ya na ya na-azọ election a. All the sad to say. Even ji ekwu ihe a bụ na ndị niile na-apụta kịta. O nwere anything ha melụ gosiri na ihe a na-akpọ advocacy on the side of the people. Like mụwa kịta nchọfụ ịbụ councilor na ebe nga apụta mbọsị election olube election pụta no kịta ka m ga-apụta like mụwa na fight ba ma human rights ma ndị otu ya m ga-ewele course o nwere ka onwe a tree ya chọrọ igbu ebe ni nje fight ba for it na ya egbu this tree na ya preserve this tree so mbido die a ga-ebido ebe 4 years ago na eme so ndị mmadụ afụ the course ha nwere ike sign eba petition nweta up to 5,000 na okirikiri area anyị akịta ọkwe mana abụgo councilor an independent councilor ihe sokwa political party na-eme the same people fight for them will vote for me ha mara ihe nkwu so ijụọ mmụọ alụ kedu ihe ọkwụ na ya onwere ofu mkpụrụ ihe ọfụ so na election akịta ka ịfụ mmụọ alụ so onwere is a non quantity ijụọ ụkachukwu onwere because na election lubere ọpụta so onwere ihe oge anyị na-enwe insecurity nyanwa nọ na Abuja na-eme onwere ni ka o si wee bịa on the side of the people wee si okay na ihe ya na-eme na ihe ya na-eme ndị mmadụ afụ ihe ọ na-eme so ihe a bụ na ha nọrọ on the ground onye nwa mee ya so onye mee na the Soludo na onwe ya dey perform because enwere opposition so you don't expect him to perform maka o nwere onye na-echeck ya on any area so ọzọ bụ the money politics and other things na ada enwe election na Nigeria na mbọsị ị na-anaghị ihe na-eme na ịfụ na ọ bụrụ ihe abụrụ na election ọ bụrụ na election so nyanwa adịgo sure na ya enwe ihe ọ na-ekwuli bụ 326 over 326 onwere onye na the whole world na-ekwu ịdị okwu a once we are vying for a seat mana he is bold to say that maka na ọ ma na ada election na Nigeria so ka m kwụsị ona mbọsị ọzọ I continue kwa udo dị.
All right, thank you my brother. Ịgba ihe unu ata in fact he covered the whole area but anyways your opinion is na etu isi fair na Soludo na mmadụ ada azọ my opinion Soludo na azọ with people because ọ dị alara ụlọ abalị kịta ọ nọ na village niile na-eme campaign maka ọ ma na APC nọ ọ ma na Uche Ekwunife na ọ lara ụla oke erie ife onye na-alara ụla ọ ma na Peter Obi na Moghalu na-akpagharị na village ma market ọ bụrụ sọsọ social media na village na-agwa nne mmadụ ife chọrọ ịnọ na-agwa nne mmadụ ife afọ Soludo emere na fa ga-eme ya ịghọtago so for somebody to say na enwere onye ya na ya na-azọ well all the person's opinion. Udo were over to you. Make your own contribution and terms of summary. Inugo ife Chinedu na
kwufuru kịta ọ gwara ife unu eri in terms of his light contribution on the security. Like you said, it's like he has touched almost every aspect of it. In recent times, ihe mere Jideka insecurity or the uncontrollable na by the resurgence in court activities because ọ pụzi under control. Even na ndị na-azụ ahịa na-abakwuzi court. Mgbe anyị na-eto eto asị na ọsọ ndị ga university. Mana kịta ndị nọ n'ime ahịa na ọkada na-aba court. Efugie ndị nọ na primary school na-abazi court. So amaghazi government regulate but in fact the failure in the part of government unimaginable. Well, a na-agwa ka ha regulate ya na housing cost na ndị otu ya. Ihe ha na-regulate bụ ebe ego si abatala ha. This is the only area they are good at regulating. Ebe ha si enweta ego iji nata ndị ọkada ego, iji nata ndị keke ego, iji nata ndị na-agba bọọsụ ego. Ọ gwụcha ebe ha nwa ka esi regulate. Mana make sure na school dey sanitize na illegal activities ada aga na those schools, they won't do it. N'obodo a nọ na ya, police is there to assist. I will tell you the truth. All the police want to assist. The primary people na handle security, handle aya ofuma, bụ private security companies. Ihe a bụ ego. Ọ bụ na gọọmenti anyị nwelu mana providing security can provide not only job but income, they will have taken it serious. Not individuals. You can install either CCTV cameras and with the help of security company to be monitoring it, or alarm triggering system and link to security company to be monitoring it, in the sense that if you are in danger in your property, you press the panic. That panic, the security will alert the security company. Armed security or alert, they will call you if it is necessary to call. And when can panic, when there is panic, you don't call, you respond immediately, which means onya no in danger. Why could you press a panic button? Okay, if no ordinary alarm pick up, you can call the owner of the residence to know whether he's aware on when anything wrong, is he or she safe before they respond. These are procedures which they follow. So security company buego obu na government invested in it. It will not only provide security for the people, it will also provide job. Many jobs in obodo for South Africa, basic jobs. In fact, 30% will security, not police, not army, just security. And they get basic salary, which it appears in Naira, it's about 500,000 to 600,000 Naira. Basic, that person, basic. Maybe onye adjust onye tie na gate or na-eche na gate oju egbe. Basic oya anata as salary 500,000 Naira. If you get you weapon, if how lucrative the business is, individuals will pay. Ndị na-azụ ahịa chọka security dị n'ebe ha nọ, they will pay because they know that this thing is reliable for their safety. Okay, so it's only that our government before you buy a government, you know, and get advices from expatriates. Okay, obodo ndị dị mma security dị na ya, ime inquiry ka ha si wee establish security no na befa. Okay, those of us who have traveled and see how the environment is where we are, they won't ask us because the government is not government of the people, it's government of their family. That is why it's like this. Okay. So we encourage those who are coming in to exploit the resources they have, which is human resources. That's the first thing. Human resources, make good use of it to be able to advance development, safety, and much needed amenities develop. Okay, because I don't know band if government provides security and fund it 100%, it's not the way to achieve it. It's not a long-time solution because new government will come and those systems will collapse. A new system. Okay, it is better private sector take a lead in this, and the government support them through subsidiary measures. Okay, then and when insurance cover those things and people now look under it, in the sense of you may go to get at the cost of your duty, your family is safe. They won't start suffering. Unlike the police in a time of pension and the and they take care of. Okay, we are in a very sorry state, but I hope if subsequent government that will come, or if peradventure mistakenly the Soludo returns, if he will be able to repair his foolishness. But I don't think he's looking in that direction because only at the all the very selfish and all the at the heart. Obi siri ike obi ewe obi mkpume mana Chukwu nyere anyị aka ya yi ekwu nke anyị ji bụrụ mmadụ mana mgbe o ruo n'omume emekwa nke anyị ji bụrụ ya mana ịgwakwa sọsọ mma asị ndị Anambra tụwara m ọghara akwụkwọ anyị erigo ofe egusi ka anyị rie ofe onugbu ka anyị ma ka ọ ya adị.
Ndewo Udowara. Sorry, something equal. I didn't just get it. Are you advocating that security should be transferred to private people for proper management?
Yes. Business is better done with private sector. Security is a business in the country where I am, Obodo South Africa. Security is business. So the only people who can run it properly are private sector. Okay, people should be encouraged and trained in that direction so that you can take it up. It's a recruitive business.
Are you saying that South African police force is under private hand?
South African police service, not police force. South African police service is just there to assist. The law, the way the law is here in South Africa, a police officer cannot easily take out a criminal. Their hands are tied. So for you to be calling police when you're under attack in your house, it's like you're calling them to come and chase them away, and they will come back to steal tomorrow. But if security should arrive there, sorry, because they are licensed to shoot aside. But police is not that free to execute such duty. Okay, so the police is under government.
Okay.
But security, every neighborhood watch, neighborhood.
I understand. I understand. My brother, that's the same thing we have here. We have all private security companies here and they are licensed by the police. We have it even where I stay, and they move about with God. If I have an emergency like this, I have the number of the commander in my estate. I will call him right away. We have them here, but it just is the management and organization and funding. Anyway, we understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because for it to function effectively, we need to be technology driven.
Yes,
that's the only way.
Yeah. Yes. Henry, over to you. Make your submission in terms of summary because this program is coming to an end. Maybe tomorrow we'll still have 1 hour. And going forward, we'll be having people's parliament to dissect, discuss government policies. This program is not about winning an election or not, or Saturday. No, 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 no. So hand over to you.
Okay, thank
We can't hear you.
you very much, Comrade Extraordinary. So, when one could see that, it seems as if our state is overwhelmed, even the governor. You don't understand. It was until recently that he started responding. Hello? Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Well, we can hear you now, but the network is not good.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear
Hello?
you.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying,
the network is not fantastic.
Exactly. But can you hear me now?
Talk.
Okay, yeah. So security-wise, we are really in a bad situation. Just like this brother has earlier said some minutes back, but it looks as if we were initially overwhelmed by the issue because the governor, either by
We've lost you again, Aaron. Maybe you can go out and come in.
commission or mission was not able to realize the import of insecurity. Setting up so far, they have been able to, minimize the urge of violence in the state, but it is not yet that day. So this one aside, when you look at security, we often tend to forget some of the foundational and constitutional problems we are having in this country. And I need to reiterate it on this platform. There's no governor in Nigeria, considering the system we are practicing, that can guarantee 1000% security because of some of the obvious problems that we as a people have refused to solve. So just giving the governor a security vote to go and adjudicate, and we all know that most of them don't even use, they misappropriate that security vote into personal issues, even when it was not is not enough from the get-go. So if you look at what we are using to govern ourselves, which is a constitutional issue, most of the governors they don't have absolute control of their security because everything comes from federal. So it's a major foundational flaw because you cannot purport to be chief security officer of a state and you can't lay your hands, you can't control anything by fiat because security is kind of exclusive. There's no condition formula for state creation. So these are some of the major tangential issues that must continue to militate us as a people in terms of security. That is for both kinetic and kinetic. Then you now begin to talk about some of our social values that's building up this insecurity that is driving our homeland, like Cordell has earlier stated. And as a people, we must, as
network is bad.
Like super urgent, if we continue to sustain and condone in our homeland, believe me, insecurity can never get away beyond their wealth. That one aside, I want to stop on security here for want of time. Hello?
Okay,
Hello, can you hear
me? Your network is bad.
So in conclusion, pertaining the election that is going to happen.
Yes, we've lost you again.
In the next 2 years.
We've lost you again.
I'm sorry to say this. The Anambra 2024 election for me is a deja vu. When you look at John, which means structure with US, this election is only does to lose because of some of the issues surrounding this election. Do you understand? One of which was the issue of, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's coming and going, Henry.
If that is the case, let me give other people a chance because network is so crazy here.
Okwa that your location, Obro worry or Port Harcourt.
Worry, I'm in worry now.
Okay.
Worry.
Why network which is those are bad? They always say the good now. No call Oyi City. Oyi City. Kai. Nah. No, obodo na-agụ akwa eziokwu. Nkiru ngwa na summarize.
So can you hear me now?
Okay, ngwa Henry conclude before Nkiru ekwu. Henry ngwa.
Hello?
Henry conclude. Henry.
It's okay. Hello, Andy. Hello.
Okay. Ngwa Nkiru ngwa conclude Nkiru. Are you lady? Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, ndị be anyị daalụ. Ihe gbasara ihe a na-ekwu kịta ma sekuriti ma gbogbooti. Nọmba 1, ajụjụ m na-ajụ. Ụdị Abia steeti ọkwa ọdịgo kam a bit. Ama na nwere mgbe sekuriti ga-akwụsị.
Yes.
Ọkwa Abia steeti, ọkwa sekuriti vote a na-enye Abia ka enyere Anambra.
Yes.
Is my question.
Yes.
Then development adị na-abịa ma allocation money ọkwa enyere ya Anambra. Ọkwa federal emeghị ihe ọ ga-eme mana ndị nke anyị pụta ha eri ego signal power at the center.
Yes.
Abia steeti ọkwa South East. Kedu ihe nke Anambra ji dị iche? I am blaming the governor. Reason, mgbe ọ chọrọ ịbata n'ọchịchị o wee spas ọkpọ anọkọ all of a sudden ha ncha niile onupụ ha maka na afịa bụ eze onye agwana m. And if you want to get it right n'enyi ọchịchị ị na-achị obele nụta ọkala eze nya bụ na eze a na-achịka.
Yes.
Then number 1 gonu nchọ ka onye ọbụla malụ Soludo violate go electoral law. Ada power at the center na-enye ha nsogbu. Na electoral law si na ịma nyekarị mmadụ ama donate karị gị more than 50 million. Maka nwanne anyị si na Owerri onye ya Soludo n'azụ. Ndị mmadụ wee na-edonate Soludo 100 million, 150 million, 80 million megide ndị disabled donate kwuoli ego. Now, abịa na Anambra too much taxation ọkwa abịa nọ. A na-achụ anyị na Lagos abịakwu ebe edemolishie. Ije na Asaba tipa nọ 10 tires ilodu aja ịkwụọ 3,000 mana ịbịa na Anambra ịkwụọ 7,000. Ilodu na ụfọdụ ya garage bọs na-esi ebe weje ekwulọb ịkwụọ 9,000. Ọkwa ọ na-ewelu afụfụ tili individual. Onye amechazi o tinyekwu ya n'isi ndị obele. So for me, security ana m blame the government maka na before ịbata ọchịchị ịṅụrụ iyi na ị ga-safeguard life and property of the people ị ga-achị. Abia steeti abụrụ an exceptional. Ịghọta so mana nwanne anyị si na o were onye na Soludo n'azụ Soludo mana ya na mmadụ n'azụ. Soludo pụta nakọlụ ndị nkụzi niile ịpụta idebe ndị nkụzi ide your polling unit edelu nọmba voters card gị. Ihe ahụ ọ bụrụ rigging election. Then ndị ọrụ oyibo niile otu aka o mee ha, student otu aka o mee ha. Then ije n'ime afịa ọ bụrụ na ikwetara na Soludo o wepụ gị na chairman ya were ọzọ n'okwu ọ pocket gị onye ọbụla na-akpa. Maka nwanne anyị nwoke si Owerri onye ya na-azụ o wee ndị ya na Soludo na-azụ. Ọ ma na seat dị hot. I were freedom of speech and why Soludo ga-apụta wele onye ọbụla pocket ya na-akpa ndị ime afịa ego ọ na-anụ ụmụ nwaanyị mana head bridge ebe niile ime ozugbo o wepụ gị n'isi don't talk. Ọ ma na o nwere onye ya na-azụ and nyenwa mana ihe ọ na-eme dị very very wrong. Coming to security, ego one ka ị na-enye dimkpa ogbolo one ka ọ chụgo ndị security. Ego one ka ị na-enye dimkpa ọ ga-eji welu ndụ ya n'afọ. Ịpụtazịa n'ụzọ ndị security ma akodo udo ga-achị ma ọsha brigade feweli ihe ekpuchi eru onye na-ekpuchi ihu bụ Boko Haram all criminal na-ekpuchi iru na ọchọ ime security onye ọbụla tag ya afịa ị na-eme ifu afọ onye na tag ọ na-eme gị and coming to security ị ga-eweta professional ka ị bụ prọfesọ bụrụ prọfesọ na security ịgụ prọfesọ maybe na aka mmụta nke ga-abụ for classroom o wee ndị bụ expert in security why na Soludo amanji technology wee fight ya crimes like ihe nwanne anyị nwoke na-ekwu mkpụrụ mmiri ego allocation a na-ewe ị na-agwa na o ji attract cha investor develop partner with private sector ịma na ọtụtụ ụmụ ikolobịa ịpụta ụtụtụ ije ọrụ ịnata ịma na crime ga-ebenata mana ọ bụrụ na ọ ga-akwụsị cha mana ọ ga-ebenata so for me Soludo nwere onye anya na and nyanwa na onwe ya ma ihe dị on board okay like other this thing unu fụrụ ihe mee na ọpụta were aka ya kwuo na ọnwagwu ịnala ego ịnaba ma ọ bụrụ na ekwero na-apụga ịnala ego na gọọmenti na gọvanọ nya na-alụ ụzọ nya na-alụ ilo nya na so all the blame is on him. Soludo for me Soludo adrom gata second tenor ichekie years ono ichekie nke oti and anya chọrọzi abịa kịta ọbụlụ anything governor na-abụ onye bụ compassionate onye dị credibility onye nwere love for his people okay ị ga-ekreti security iji afafa iji datafa before you will ever employ somebody ị ga-eji afia jiri data ya o mee ihe amala onye merie mana most of them bụ ime ma ndị sicha force gị mgbagbuo gị nna is that security onwero dị ife nya ihe niile for me na security and the 50 promises onye la bụ fake Anambra obugo Dubai or hospital ka o meela anyị borehole ana m agwa ha steeti na borehole na-eji ibe in time to come then ọ bụrụ na ọ bịa omeghe water board ọ bụrụ nke a bụ ihe uji aka na ọchịchị a mmiri agbaba you employ workers you employ even my school living o wee ndị amarọ ga-agụ akwụkwọ mana ha na-alụ na water board a ha wee ike na-akpụ isi na-eme ewe na-eso na-esi kurota. Then you have graduate before the Onitsha ha nwere more than 10,000 or 20,000 workers Ministry of Work kedu ihe ji imepie ọkwa the money and ego Anambra na-eyi udule dị too much unu fu gote ọlụ ụzọ ọlụ elu ụzọ ikpuchiri mmiri bịa ọkwa ifo ka mmiri si bukọlụ ndị mmadụ ede so George Moghalu ekwugo na and the best thing na security village onye ọbụla ga-abụ security unu ga-amụ ya and a ga-eji technology and onye ọbụla ga-abata na security graduates ọ ga-atọ gị ụtọ ịbata maka a ga-enye unu ezigbote training ụgwọ ọnwa ga-adị very very attractive ka nwekwa gị eziokwu inyekwa 1 million ka mbụ security I can't maka na security bụ kama ị ga-egbu ọ ga-gbuo m onye security bụ o secure life and property of people mana a na ego niile a na Anambra anyị ejiri anya na-aba alara ụla and the jungle justice unu fu ihe ndị akodom ejide egbuo Osha brigade ekwesịrị ibu egbe gbagbuo mmadụ na main market and you did nothing about it. Then onye owele ezikala agbagbu since February ozi ekado na mortuary to today ndị ebola ori mecha ọ bụrụ ihe ụmụ mmadụ mee kedu ụdị ndị security home employ kedu onye bụ the head of our firms o wee na dodge ịpụta debate maka ọpụta debate na ọ bụrụ na ha bụ ndị na-eme ife all the governorship candidate apụta debate onye ọbụla jụ onye ọbụla ajụjụ yes mana that thing ha gbochapụrụ ya ha believe power at the top ha believe na vote buying onyabe election Anambra shine your eye go and vote for Labour Party nyewa na-apụta na-agwa unu na ihe ọ ga-emenwu Soludo ada ejebu n'afịa mana this time o jele oyi achara ebe ụmụ nwaanyị na-azụ afịa nekwa na ozizo anya ka unu na-eli wee na-eme pokopoko gọvanọ ekwesị ịbịa na-akọ na ihe gọvanọ kwesị ime bụ fada egosi ndị mmadụ ihe bụ gọvanọ nya good leadership na ya chọrọ ndị ọchịchị ndị ndu good leadership mana ọ ịpụta ike ọnụ onye kwu ike onye ọnụ onye kwu ike onye ọnụ ọnyanwa bịa. What about youth? Ọ bụrụ na o meghe attract development investors, I'm telling you, youth anyị ga-adị useful to themselves. So for me, I vote for Dr. George Moghalu. Ọ ga-edeliver nwa Anambra steeti. Onye ọbụla anụgokwu ihe okwu. Ọ ga-partner housing scheme. Ọ ga-eme ka youth ka ọ attract ya youth ị na-agosi iwe ọlụ. And ka ndị be arapụ ibu enye 30,000 ọkwa 4 years gị ka ị na-amọgeji o modern. Ọ bụ na enyere ego na ọ bụ na ha pụta debate ihe a ga-eme bụ we hold them ma George o ma Soludo ma Ụkachukwu ndị mmadụ ejide esi a ọkwa ihe akụ ikwu na debate we hold you accountable for that. Mana wee Soludo kwu ihe ọ na-ebe continue to 4 plus 4 8 4 plus 4 8 is unconstitutional. Echeta ọzọ ije were iwu bụ na ebe a na-egbu ndị mmadụ na-emegbu 4 years and 8 years mba. I rest my case. You know the loan.
All right, Tayo lady, thank you. But before you rest your case, I will make one request because some of our members on Twitter and including our brother here, Henry, requested for George Moghalu manifesto, particularly for housing development. But only when the manifesto handy, forward it to GGM page. Nkiru, you can hear me. Hello, Nkiru. I said if you have the manifesto, forward it to GGM page. Okay, my brothers and sisters here, greetings. Let me appreciate all of you for the wonderful time you spent while on this program, GGM Parliament. Here we'll see it, we'll say it. We are not praise singers, we are not praising anybody. We are the voice of the street, the voice of the ordinary people, the people who cannot speak for themselves. So I know it was said. Now, having spent more than 2 hours here, we can pass our verdict. People here, Ikugo, nihe wupụtagasị, ha kwuru na Soludo emetere. Ịbịa na full security, enwere plan onwe there. As a professor, enwere plan. Ịbịa na housing, enwekwu plan onwe na housing. Ịbịa na public utility like mmiri, ọkụ, onwere plan. Ọbụrụ na onwere plan but onwere road map a na-ene n'anya si na his policy on public utility. Then his policy there, although defined. Alarugodo ụla teta ụla asị na Soludo na-agbapụ mmiri na okpoko. Na Ọka water works. Okay, mmiri agago na Ọka na street. But they nwere a defined policy and timeline. Anyways, and execution timeline. You see now, first 1 year, na ebe ga-cover, na ebe ga-cover. At least Ọka niile ya not connected. The meaning are not connected. But in one policy like LSOT did it, also one trunk system, meaning that all the public utility cables and everything can channel towards one line. Now, more my telecommunication, my million, everything gonna line. Now, one ebe map out for that. So, Anna Aluzo like Anna Aluzo road construction, and make that provision. Contractor will that provision so that pipe and cable will pass through it. About FTN fiber optics everywhere. Be an okakita on the pole everywhere. Near the face of the city, the face of the city. So, in terms of that, Professor Charles Soludo in the first 4 years did not meet up to expectation of GGM Parliament because on where any road map I can't confuse. In terms of housing and lands, Enugu Enugu land speculation Enugu has stopped. You can't do it in Enugu. Because before you any transaction na land, you must go to Ministry of Lands. Before house, you go to Housing Corporation. So, enwere a na-akpọ GIS. Enugu State enwego building just like in communication. In communication, enwere emergency call enwego ịkpọrọ that unit. Police abuse, rapid response team around there. Enwego something like that in Enugu. Enugu and Ekwoku tout, but they don't talk about it. They don't talk about it. So in terms of housing, touted land speculation, are they causing Enugu? Oh yeah, but our investors now drive. Yeah, you have a Ghana Enugu Keta. Estates, ego and an estate, and that cause like here, economy, mmadụ nọgide ole ya sikwa ada akọzi ya because ese to go special court and special office here just report. Nobody is greater than government. Government in where after God is government. So what we are saying here is that Professor Soludo brought a good manager. He might just have his own idea, but his own idea brought he coordinates the activities of other people. Let me also say it. Let me be emphatic. Government is a system. Government business is a system-driven affair. Oburo a place here, is a government alone fund city, government alone government house, government in town. No. No, how is the government system working? What is their response to service request? What they are doing is they are servicing people. So what is their response to people's demand? Assuming they kidnap somebody, like a medical doctor kidnapped on an area last week, what is government response to that? You got to go, or government waste system. Assuming na mmadụ bịa kịta anụ na street na anam ego tax na anam ego mamara ese enwe nọmba mma akpọ call center connect ya akpọ office onye afọ si ya more report what the case to this office. Assuming na nje zone 13 nwe case police no dey asem pay 300,000 naira enwe office mma akpọ government na police na 300,000 ka ha respond ozugbo. Let's nobody give excuse. I say na constitution of Nigeria America. I am na constitution the bad constitution bro today ka everybody maka Soludo saying that you have to think outside the box before you can deliver because this system is faulty. We all know that. We all know that what we have is not okay. But that thing we have, who is telling you that you cannot manage boundaries? It's boundary management. If you set office, at least commissioner of police, you have authority over commissioner of police. If there is something going on in its zone 13 non-constitutional, and the citizen at call center can issue query to whoever is the commissioner of police. Oga commissioner of police, AIG zone 13 will get the query. Oh, no, I response. You call IG straight, they chose it for in your state. You make life difficult for that person. But first, you have to manage boundary. You have to call him for a meeting and draw a line. Why is the same thing not happening in Enugu? Or because the Enugu yesterday called by APC. But Soludo not APC. So what we're saying in effect is that I have to conclude by saying that government is a system. Let nobody give excuse whatsoever. Obona Soludo equal also na only amara why they repeat class. And again, let me also say, as part of GGM, that I will not subscribe to this that Soludo and what I am. No. By us saying that thing, it means that we are supporting one party system. That we're even supporting Soludo to continue with his impunity. If we cannot do anything, we will have to remain neutral. But there's every reason for us to support opposition party. Because in supporting opposition party, in a situation whereby you have a governor that is for the people, that such governor should be working with good governance ambassadors, should be listening to the people, or listening ears, or call centers where you report your case, and that case will be treated. APC, he will respond to you as a citizen of Anambra State. That is what a governor should do, but not a governor with respect for even ABS. He call ABS for a council media program gave me interview. And such a governor opposition. Opposition from GGM. Opposition from the people. Because GGM, you cannot bribe us. We'll say what we want, what we see as the truth, and nothing but the truth. So even though now, I say yes, go to the field and vote, and you have public money, you can buy vote, you can security, you can do this as the governor. But see, let me tell all of us, because as after this Saturday, this advocacy will continue. The power of the people is greatest. Let nobody be deceived that we don't have power. It's just like a two I saw 2 people need to wait in a room. But when the message you want to filter down the street, then with their money, they cannot buy voters. Then P2B has no structure, nothing. And what do you want? And whether not even a council, nothing, but his message connected with the people, and the people spoke with one voice. They embarrassed themselves by hijacking INEC institution, and that action they took 2023 is still haunting them up to this moment. The other time, Trump threatened them, all of them, because on they are criminals. You steal people's mandate without shame, shameless people. You gotta go. I don't mince words when I want to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. Onyori bụ onyori. Enwori karịsị na mmadụ nọ na gọọmenti, a na-atụ vote, a na-atụ election, o bulu ego ndị mmadụ, na-use people's money, na-asị na ya nwere opposition. Ndị gị na ya na-azọ na-use ego fa, na-use their people's contribution, na-akpagharị, but gị nwa na-use ego gọọmenti. At the end of the day, you will start paying people money to vote. So what is happening is that people are not yet ready to take over their power, because once they are ready, it's game over. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to encourage us. Saturday is a day. Let's just go there to vote. Every one of us will vote in line with their conscience. GGM does not support and will never support vote buying and selling. If you, because of 5,000 or 20,000 naira they will give you that day to vote for the wrong person, you gotta go. You vote for the wrong person. Oh, win, yeah. You better kwa. Of course, neighbor I go used to Ibakwa, Jani ego. Here for somebody kita. In fact, when anything, they don't even expect anything from government. And when anything hana atwaya ka government in Malfa. So see you na atwaya bo iyomego. Indy send them 5,000, send them 20,000. But they don't know that government policies will change their life. I will stop them from begging. So what we are advocating is that people should go in there, vote in line with their conscience. If they give you money, quickly, quite quietly, collect it. It's your money. I will not be part of the people that will say, no, they take it. Collect it if they give you money. Collect it. It's your money, taxpayers' money. I'll go to the government, more APC. Oh, I go get kafabo. Collect it, put it in pocket, but let that collection of money not determine, let it not determine your voting pattern. Don't judge anybody because of ego onyege. Na onyege 20,000, the other person na 5,000. Isi ka ije na 20,000. Na onye afọ na-akwụ ụgwọ. Ị na-alụ that money. Ị na subject onwe gị. In fact, ọ bụrụ na enwe ọkụ mmụọ nke ụwa ka ị na-eje. Ị na-alụ that money wee vote ụlọ onye afọ because of money. Ọkụ mmụọ nke ụwa anụnwa, ụmụ gị ka ata afụfụ because of what you've done for yourself. If you take money to vote for anybody, na-abụrụ collect ego, ije vote for anybody like. The reason why I say you should collect that money, because that money is a stolen money. So no need of say, I'm rejecting it. I'm rejecting it. How good and allosi, good and allosi. And when if allosi get, of course, I reject you no can. Ebe ọ na-etinye ego afọ na ịnala ego vote ụlọ onye ọzọ na ego oyi egbu gị, enwere ogbugbo oyi egbu gị, is your money that you've collected. Collect it and vote for the right person. So that is message of GGM. Thank you, and we'll hope to continue next time. And I believe all of you here will still be there. At least by 10 o'clock, we'll have a program for 1 hour before the election. Bye bye, and onye ọbụla nọrọ ọfụma. Chukwu gọzie unu. Nkiru ka ọ dịrị na Henry Odowara.
Catch your phone.
Bye bye.
Thank you.